Welcome back to another episode of The Perspective. I'm your host, Brooklyn Natives, back with another good episode for you guys today. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the channel. Make sure you holler at me in the comments. You already know. You talk to me, I'm going to talk back. You heard? I want to say shout out to Aneesa Morrow today. Aneesa Morrow got a career high in a losing effort, unfortunately. You know, Connecticut is still struggling to get wins, but they played well. They was fighting all the way to the end. 16 points, 9 rebounds, one assist, 3 steals. Part of my thumbnail, I fixed that. I did a little typo on the thumbnail. I fixed that. But 1 assist, 3 steals. And but Phoenix got the win tonight. Shout out to Skull Brain Nation too, also being the first person in here. I respect that. Skull Brain says, see, this why F's with your show. You just talk basketball. All these other shows want to talk about drama and fights. Like, I'm tired of all this drama and fights and stuff. Let's get back to basketball talk. Heard you. Aneesa finally got a chance to drop 16 points, 9 rebounds. Proud of her, for real. Hope all these rooks shine. That's a fact. He also says they didn't come to the Wnba to fight and get in the drama. That's a fact. It's also a fact. He also says Angel Reese been locked in, focused, and not worried about other players. That's when she at her best. Just keep getting better and help your team. That's a fact. Skullbrain spitting facts tonight. Reddit Milky Way. Says knees the beast. Okay. It was good, Reddit. It was good, man. How everybody doing tonight? How was your day today, Reddit? Yeah, man, I was impressed with Aneesa tonight. She played big as an undersized. So typically when I watch Aneesa so far this year, she looked out of place on the floor. Like, I didn't know. I know what she did in college, but in the pros, I kind of was like, I don't know how she gonna fit in, because her game is just so unorthodox. It's so unique. I kind of didn't really know how put it. That's the perfect way to put it. I didn't know how long it would take her to translate. Let's say that, because I knew she could translate playing with energy. I just didn't know how long it would take her, and I didn't know how she would shape her game, like how her game would look in the pros. I got a good idea tonight. Watching Aneesa Morrow on the floor with Alyssa Thomas, I was like, okay, that's what she can do. You get what I'm saying? Their games are similar but different. So Aneesa would be much more of a scorer. Once she develop a little bit, she'll be much more of a scorer than Alyssa Thomas is. But she could still a little bit of Alyssa Thomas' game, being an undersized post. You know, being able to dribble the ball, push the ball, you know, run in transition, you know, things of that nature. So I thought tonight was a good idea of who Aneesa could translate into tonight. And then it was great watching her look like her LSU self. You know what I'm saying? Did you guys watch the game tonight? Brother Milky Way says, I'm good. That's what we That's what we call Aneesa back in LSU. Oh, okay. Needs the beast. Okay, needs the beast. Aneesa. Okay, I get it now. I didn't know. You know, it's funny. I was wondering what her nickname was. So now I know. Philip says, "My man," and he also says, "What's your take on the Suns Fever fight?" What's your take on the Suns? Oh, the Fever fight from yesterday. I was like, it was a fight tonight. Everybody else take. You know, everybody else take. We already know what it is. People, we live in a picking. Red and Milky Way says yes. The last half of the game only. We live in a pick and choose society. So the same thing I was saying last season about people overblowing the push from Kennedy. Well, she got pushed by Mabry today. So I know in the pick and choose society, yesterday, in the pick and choose society, it's not gonna be a big deal. Nobody's gonna care, right? And then JC Sheldon inadvertently or mistakenly, I should say, hit CC in the face the same way DJ hit CC in the face. Is JC Sheldon gonna get the same threats and tweets and, you know, nastiness? DJ got no. We know that. So it's the same thing. We understand. It was a fight. Listen, these things happen in basketball. My thing is with the fight, I would encourage these women to understand that they probably should quit while they're ahead, because the last thing they want to do, especially while they have this momentum, is to have a Malice in the Palace situation. They don't want it to get to that. They don't want to be fighting and it spill over into the stands, and then now players could get suspended. Because that's another thing I noticed. I was like, oh shoot, I said the whole Connecticut team available today. Because we know in the NBA, one of those fights happen is you know, you missing the game. You missing a game or two. You know, so. But that's it, man. It ain't nothing. It's just you know, tempest flaring people. You know, I hope people hold it, you know, because I don't like when it's different rules for different people. I hope people start to hold Caitlyn accountable for her part she plays, right? It seemed like she could get as angry as she wants, and people be like, oh, that's the passion. Oh yeah, she's fighting back. Oh yeah. But everybody else is jealous and thugs, and, you know, let's just keep the same energy across the board. If it's passion, let it be passion for everybody. Or if that's if there's no place in the game for it, let it be no place in the game for everybody. That's always where I stand. Let's just keep the even playing field. However I'm not gonna be the one to say how we should look at it. I let the masses decide that, but let's just look at it with one rule. Let's not have multiple rules, because that's another thing I hate. When we see certain people do things, we champion it, and then the next person to do the same thing and we condemning them. It's like, which one is it? So, you know, that's my thoughts on that. But anyway, getting back to the game tonight, though. Did you guys watch the game? What's you guys' thoughts on the game tonight? I got a question. Should Connecticut trade Marina to get some more picks? What you guys' thoughts on that? Let me see. I see I got some comments I missed. Tycho Hoop says fire emoji. Reddit Milky Way says just like, okay, I got to that already. Philip says nobody got suspended. Skullbrain says Joe Brook. What's crazy is Connecticut outscored Phoenix in the second quarter, third. Yeah, in the fourth quarter. I heard that during the game. But that happens in basketball. Sometimes you can win the game in one quarter. So that's why you got to be careful. You know what I mean? It seemed like it seemed like Connecticut wasn't prepared in that first. Right? Because that first quarter lost the game for them. And then they came ready to play. They came, playing after that. But I think they should. They 2-10. Oh, okay. You talking about the trade? Yeah, they should, right? Because the reason why I'm thinking about that is if you think about next year's CBA and you think about obviously all the players that's going to be free agents, one, but also locking in players at a bargain or a good contract, the more rookies you can have on your roster, the better. So it's like you got good young players now. You might as well start them, let them grow. You only 2-10. You can't get no worse from here. You might as well get some picks and be able to add to your core with some young players next season. So I'm thinking like maybe by the trade deadline, they should probably try to find a trade for Marina. That's what I would do. But, we'll see. Reddit Milky Way says, just because they are selling the team, I believe no true vets want to come there. That's a fact. You might as well build with somebody young, right? You might as well build with young players. Yo, let everybody know I'm live. Let everybody know I'm live so people can start pulling up. Reddit says, allegedly, they are talking about moving to Phoenix through the draft. Building through the draft is better. Absolutely. They might sell. Yeah, absolutely. That just makes a lot of sense. Shout out to Paige in Dallas. They got their second win yesterday. No surprise, Golden State is weaker. Losing Janelle Salon. No surprise there. And then also Slovenia played Lithuania. What's funny? Both of Golden State's picks look good. I don't know if y'all seen or paid attention to what's going on overseas yet. But both of Golden State's draft picks look good. Janelle Salon played well for France. And then I think I know how to say her name now because I heard the announcers. Let me try this. We gotta go slow. I think they said Osede. Something like that. Anyway, she played well for her team as well. But our draft pick that's supposed to come to Chicago played terrible. So that bothered me a little bit. Asia Sifka, she only had 2 points. So, and a loss. They played Lithuania, beat them. I think the report said that was Lithuania's first time winning in about 10 years. So, shout out to them. But Sifka ain't do nothing. Come on, just don't get me excited. Just don't get me excited. If you over there, you done stayed. You didn't come over to help. You ain't come over to help Chicago. You stayed over there, and you still ain't do nothing. That's making me think maybe you was overhyped. Maybe I don't know. Gerard Powell says Sophie for MVP. Okay. Reddit Milky Way says these next couple of drives will have good players. I don't think the W will allow Juju to go to this team. SL says shout out Indiana Fever Commissioners Cup final. Oh yeah, shout out to that. Indiana Fever's in the final. Shout out to that. Reddit Milky Way says, but they have MK12, Hannah, AZ, or Miles next year. Who's MK12? But they have, and Hannah doesn't come out next year. I think you're talking about no, that's Williams. Maybe who's MK12? Michaela Williams? I don't know MK12. Hannah doesn't come out next year. Hannah comes out in 2027. Okay, you saying next year like that? I'm thinking about 2026 draft. I think you literally mean next year as in 2027. Okay, you saying next year as in 2027. I got you. I'm thinking about the draft. It's really I get what you're saying because it's really this year. I get it. But then you combine in two drafts then because AZ and Miles come out in 2026. MK12 and Hannah come out 2027. So you combine in drafts. That's what another thing that confused me because I'm like they all don't come out together. Oh, you basically combining the next two drafts in one is what you saying. You combining 2026 and 2027. You confusing me tonight, Reddit. You talk about Juju. Heard you. Got you. Most people talk about one draft at a time. Most people don't combine two drafts. You get what I'm saying? It's gonna be good talent in both drafts, though. So it's gonna definitely be good talent in both drafts. But yeah, good game tonight. Shout out to Aneesa for getting the career high. Unfortunately, the vets. This was another case of kind of what happened to Chicago. The vets, the young players stepped up, and the young players played well. But the vets didn't help out Connecticut tonight. Mabry played terrible. At one point, I forget what she ended with because I ain't look at the stats, but at one point she was out there 1-7. And Tina Charles, I believe she was in foul trouble, and she was on the bench. But that Nuna was playing so well, I think he just left her on the bench. So shout out to Aneesa once again. Reddit Milky Way says, I was talking and the Sun should just work on building through the draft in the next 2 years. Now, that's a fact. I agree with you. I mean, that's the smartest thing to do. Just keep building up your young players. But going into yesterday's game, Chicago, same thing. Camilla played well. 2 of 11. Crazy. Camilla played well. And this is why I be trying to tell people that Mabry not that good. She inconsistent. She'll have one game where she'll go for like 30-something, 20-something. And then she'll have 2 of 11. And everybody be trying to talk about how good she is because all they want to do is remember when she plays well, which is ironic because the opposite happens to Enrique. Shout out to Enrique and Paige. They just played. They both pretty much had 20. I think one at 19, but they both pretty much had 20 and got themselves a win. But nobody remembers when Enrique plays well. People only talk about Enrique when she plays bad. So I don't know. Between Mabry and Enrique, they got the opposite thing going on. But getting back to Chicago, like I said, Angel and Camilla both played well yesterday. They ain't get no help from nobody else. And this shows you right there how much of a superstar Angel is, because that always happens. If she plays bad, that's all the internet want to talk about. When she plays good, don't nobody says nothing. When the vets play good around her, nobody cares. When the vets play bad around her, nobody cares. You get what I'm saying? So Reddit says exactly, but I do like her feisty personality. I remember Marina shooting us out of games in Chicago. That's a fact. Listen, I wouldn't mind, because we need the help. I wouldn't mind Marina coming back as long as we don't give up no picks. So that's probably not gonna happen. So she's gonna have to go someplace else. She's gonna have to go someplace else. She's a little overhyped, especially with that first trade Chicago did for her back in like 2021. Yeah, I don't understand that. That's one of the worst trades. I feel like that got to be one of the worst trades in history. I don't know, because I'm new here, but getting back to Chicago, Ari Atkins is not who we think. Well, I can't. Let me say we. I'm gonna just say we. Ari Atkins is not who we think she is. Even though I was been trying to tell people that Ari Atkins is a good player. So don't get it twisted. It's not a knock on her game. She's a good player, but she's not a go-to player, right? I think she only put up 7 attempts last game. And the B, what everybody want to call our quote unquote best player, to only have 7 attempts, like Big Bro say, that's diabolical. That's diabolical, man. Let me get to some of my notes. Shania Rivers need to start, man. I don't know what that coach in Connecticut is doing. Shania, again, you look at what they doing in Washington. They got a vet and Slim. They got a vet and Slim out there. And they letting the young players get minutes. They letting the young players play. So they learning how to win in real time. They learning what losing feels like, and they learning how to win in real time. I don't know why Tyler Marsh can't do that same thing with Helly Van Lith. Just let her play through mistakes. One of Chicago's biggest weaknesses is having an aggressive guard. That's the reason why we're losing, right? Like I just said, Camilla did her thing. That's, we need that every night. That's actually one of our issues. We need it every night from Camilla, that aggressiveness. Even though in that game, Camilla and a couple of those guards out there made me mad, because them not hustling and getting the 50-50 balls for the rebound at the end of the game really cost us a losing game. Right? At the end of the game, they didn't have the heart to go out there and win the game by simply just grabbing rebounds. I think we gave up like 3 offensive rebounds. Hey, baby. Huh?
You work tomorrow?
Nah, I'm live though.
Okay, bye. That's all I have on.
Okay. You gonna text me that?
I didn't know. Okay, goodbye.
Love you. But I apologize for that. But yeah, we gave up 2 and at the end of the game we gave up too many hustle plays. You know, understand what I'm saying? So we could have got that win. We could have got that win. It is what it is though. L is a L. We got the L. But like I said, in order for us to really get on track and go where we want to go as a team, we need that aggressive We need that aggressive guard. And by no means do I think Haley Van Lith is the answer, but I do think she can help. I think she could make us a better team. If you look at what she did, obviously everybody know about LSU. We know that. Let's move on from LSU. If you look at what she did at TCU, the way she played, she showed that she could be an aggressive guard, meaning she could get 12 to 14 to 15 points for us a night, right? Similar to what Sonya's doing, similar to, you know, she can do that. She could be that for us if the coach trusts her, but the coach just have to trust her through her mistakes. If the coach allow her, for instance, the case in point, it seemed like when you a vet, people act like you don't fuck up, right? Excuse my language. I'm trying not to curse on here because it messes with the algorithm from what I heard, but I just said Ari Watkins just has 7 attempts. That's bad. That's bad, bro, for a go-to player. But if Haley Van Lith is out there and she don't score a lot of points, everybody like, oh, here she goes, she inconsistent. Yo, bro, she's a basketball player just like everybody else. Who I think is inconsistent, who need the inconsistent label, is Rebecca Allen and Kia Nurse. At this point, I'm on a couple of my shows ago. A couple people in the comments, a couple people in the live chat was saying, Michaela Onyenwere, they should start. At this point, I'm on board with them. At that point, I was saying, nah, Rebecca Allen need to start. But at this point, you put Rebecca Allen on the bench and she's coming in, making a difference. You put her in the starting lineup and she disappears. It's like Kia Nurse, you put her on the bench, she come in a game hitting threes. You put her in the starting lineup. Just give Haley Lift the job. Just give her the job full time. Her, Ari Watkins in your backcourt, right? Because then that allows us to have more ball handling, which I think we need at Chicago. I mean, these are just my thoughts, people. If y'all think I'm bugging, let me know if I'm bugging. If y'all agree with me, let me know if y'all agree. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It's your first time watching. You get what I'm saying? I talk all things women basketball. You know what I mean? This is just my perspective. This is just my perspective, people. You get what I'm saying? If you agree with me, though, you know, let me know you agree. If you would disagree with me, let me know you disagree. I think we need to trust our young player. And I think we need to see what Maddie got. Maybe Tyler Marsh is waiting for when Camilla goes and play for Brazil to put Maddie in. I don't know. I don't know what he's waiting for, but he needs to trust his young player. Reddit Milky Way says exactly. But I do like her feisty personality. Okay, she's talking about Arena. I read that already. Reddit says she cost us 2 games on the free throw line. She definitely did. I think it was more than 2, if I remember. I think it was like 4 games she cost us. But yeah, definitely. I remember one was in Washington, one was in Indiana, and I feel like it was 2 more. She was terrible. And then Angel had to encourage her. I remember. Reddit says Brooklyn. I was telling people this, but they said anyone who doesn't like that trade doesn't know basketball. Brooklyn, I was telling people this, but they said anyone who doesn't like the trade. Doesn't like what trade? They told me Miles is trash at point guard and Sonya is a role player. Who told you that? Whoever said that don't know basketball. You know, I've been saying it from the beginning. I'm going to continue saying it. Olivia Miles is a generational talent. I don't care who disagrees with me. Just go ask yourself how many Olivia Miles is in the WNBA. I could only think of one that have her play style. Right? So, I don't know where saying she's trash at. I think I remember when people would argue with me when they was trying to sell Cheyenne sellers on me. They was trying to act like Cheyenne and Olivia was the same person. They're not even close. And Sonia Citron Floor could be a role player. We don't know, right? We got to watch the girl develop. We got to see who she becomes in the next 3 to 5 years, right? But right now, her floor is role player. Her ceiling is all-star. You know what I mean? That's who she is. So I'm saying she's a role player. So what? I mean, role players, you need role players to win championships. You know what I mean? Sonia Citron is a role player that I would want on my team. So saying she's a role player isn't a terrible thing. Saying she's a role player and not acting like she can't grow into something else is crazy. Trinity says Tyler Mars doesn't seem to know what he's doing. I don't want to say that he doesn't know what he's doing, Trinity. He's a first-year coach. My knock on him is he just have to adjust quicker. My knock on him. So I got 3 knocks on Tyler Marsh right now. He got to adjust quicker. He's just too slow for me. He got to trust his young players. I don't like the fact that he's so vet. Okay, we get it. See what your young players got. And then the third thing is he got to focus on defense. Anybody who know basketball or know how to win in basketball, know defense should be your first priority. And it seemed like it's in his priorities, but it's not his top priority. And to me, that's a problem. You know what I mean? Think about how many 90-point games or high 80-point games we already gave up this season. Like, it's ridiculous. Trinity says that's so cute. My girl called me. She don't listen, man. I told her all the time you could text me with certain things. She just calls me. Trinity says, yes, we had too many turnovers. That's a fact. Turnovers is also an issue. And then you just reminded me of my other knock on him, and it's not necessarily a knock to his offense because I think his offense is fine. But sometimes coaches need to realize when they have an offense, they need to adjust to their personnel. And I feel like he doesn't adjust his offense to a simpler style so they can have less turnovers. But I think Angel taking on the role she's taking on is making everybody else feel comfortable. Angel just have to be more comfortable in the role. So yeah, you're gonna have some nights where she turn the ball over more, turn the ball over less. But that's just the growing pains of her playing a new role, new position. I'm not mad at her. She just needs to continue to grow. I'm not even worried about her turnovers and none of that. She needs to continue to grow because she'll cut down them turnovers. She'll be more efficient. You know what I mean? And then she'll grow into her best version of herself. So Mo3, what up, my brother? He says, yeah. See, you're not in the group chat, Mo3. I dropped the link in the group chat. That's why I was trying to ask you if you had IG. I'm gonna drop the link in here for you, though. Drop the link for my brother real quick. Man, V. Bomb. Same thing for you, Wody3. As long as you ain't got no background noise, Wody3. There you go with the link. Wody Max, I said Wody3, Wody Mac. Wody Max says, peace up, salute, Brooklyn and chat. Peace, peace, peace. Listen, man, like I said, everybody hit the like button if you haven't hit it already. Pause. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed already. And let everybody know we live, man. So everybody pull up, man. Trinity says, Ayu has never been a shooter unless it's set up for her. I agree with HVL playing more. Okay. I seen Ariel torch us a few times last year, so. And she did that off the dribble. I seen her also torch Indiana. She torched Indiana last season. She torched us a few times last season. I know she got it in her bag, but she just seemed like not the aggressive type, which is fine. That's why I don't want to knock Ariel. She's not a bad player. It's just that people trying to make her something she not. I think that's the problem. People want her to be our go-to person, and she's just not that. She's like cool being the B to the alpha. So we got to find an alpha so she could be a B. That's it. Simple as that. And yes, HBL does need to play more. Trinity says, I don't think Tyler has a plan. Again, I disagree. I think he has a plan, but sometimes when you have a plan and it's not working, you got to readjust the plan. That's life. That's how life works. Sometimes we come up with the best plan and we try to implement it in life. It don't have to be in basketball. I'm just talking about in life. We try to implement our plans in life and it just don't work out. Well, guess what? You got to adjust. You can't just continue with the plan is not working. You got to figure it out. That's all. So I think he does have a plan. Again, he a first-year coach. But I just think he need to adjust quicker. Reddit Milky Way says, oh, yeah, I got you the Ariel trade. People were saying, listen, I didn't like the trade, but I like it now. Reddit says, I still like Ariel because she's a good teammate. That's a fact. I actually really like the trade now because of the teammate she is, the Angel. But I also like the trade because it actually gives us two players. So even though I would have loved to have Sonya on this team, the fact that we have Ariel and HVL, right? And it's really not HVL because HVL was the 11th pick. That was the pick we traded for during the draft. But before that, it was a 10th pick, which is the Slovenia girl, Asia Sivka. She's overseas. So technically, if you want to be technical, it's Ariel and Asia who's overseas. Those are the two picks that that's the picks we was able to combine, but the player and the pick we was able to combine. But I'm gonna say because she's not here and HVL is here, I'm gonna say HVL and Ariel. But hopefully when she come over, man, she plays well. Because I don't know if y'all go on YouTube right now and y'all type in Slovenia versus Lithuania. They just played yesterday. She ain't do nothing. She ain't do nothing in the game. Her number 17. Her number 17 for Slovenia. It's online. It's on YouTube right now. Y'all can go look it up. They lost the game and she only had 2 points. So it's not like you can't even get excited about watching her overseas. She didn't come over here to help us out. She stayed overseas. And then she trashed overseas. It's like, yo, what you expect to do for us if you trash? Like, I don't know, man. Maybe it was a bad game. Maybe it was a bad game. Deezy, this is my brother, y'all. This is my bro. He says 80s A. Smith. What's good, Brody? You need to come up on the panel. They don't know you know basketball. You know this stuff too. You don't watch the WNBA as much as I watch it, but you know your stuff. You need to come on the panel, man. Let the people hear you. You know what I mean? Jersey. Wody Max says, I would say the key rotational piece is Citron. Like the first woman off the bench. I would say a key rotational piece for Citron. A key rotation. You talking about trading for Citron? I don't understand what you're saying. I would say a key rotational piece for Citron, like the first woman off the bench. 6-woman type. I don't really understand. I don't know if you're saying she's a 6-woman type or we should trade for her. I don't really get what you're saying with that. Reddit says Tyler will take 20 years to call a timeout. His rotations are not good, and he will take out a player when. Yeah, that's also what he does. He takes out players at the wrong time. And the funny thing is, I thought he was going to do that last night when Angel. Now, was it last night? No, not last night. A couple nights ago when Angel's about to get the triple double, I said, "Watch him take her out." She needed one more, but he didn't. He left it in. But he does that. He takes players out at the wrong time. I think he's too much. I think instead of understanding what's happening in the game, he's too focused on the next thing. Like if I put these 5 in, they could do this. But he's not really like realizing like you breaking the chemistry right now. Like Reddit says, messing up the momentum with his specialty. Yeah, that's what I just said. I agree with that. When Bantam gets in the games, it throws off the chemistry and momentum. I agree with that. Reddit Milky, but that goes back to my point. Bantam gets to come in the game. She gets to not play well, and nobody says she's inconsistent, and nobody says nothing. It seems like if HVL, who's a rookie who just got here, She just had 16 the other night, right? And then she comes in the next night, and I forget how much she had, but it, you know, I think it was like 6 points or something like that. Everybody is so worried about what HVL has. Just leave her alone. Just put her in the starting lineup and let her go through the ebbs and flows, because the more she gets comfortable out there, the more consistent them numbers is gonna be. It's that simple. But the more, you know, just start the girl, man. Just start Adrielle and just call it a day, man. Call it a day. Reddit Milky Way says, although that L was on the whole team, it was on the whole team except for Angel and Camilla. Angel and Camilla played well. I'ma still hold Camilla accountable for being 6'7" and not going in the fight for the rebound in the last seconds. I'ma hold her accountable for that. But outside of that, she played well. Trinity says, that's true. Changes in the life do make us adjust. I was referring to when Cardoso leaves. Okay. Skull Brain Nation says, Kia and Rachel both got 16 points and each score and in back-to-back games. Angel played over 35 minutes. Can't get rest. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are live. We're live. Wody Max says, I'm saying at worst. Oh, at worst, she's a 6 woman. Okay, got you. I think at worst, she's a starter. I mean, I think she's fine starting right now. She could be a 6 woman as well on a certain team, but I think she's also talented enough to be a starter at worst. So, and I think her ceiling is going to be an all-star. So, we'll see. Fast says, Kiki will bounce back. Angel got the first matchup, but Kiki still won. I don't think this is what I don't like. There's no reason to it's basketball. You're gonna, I don't look at this as Angel got the best of Kiki. I think Kiki did what she was supposed to do. Angel did what she was supposed to do. Angel's a vet. So Angel I think Angel just welcomed Kiki to the league. I think it's really that simple. It ain't got nothing to keep. This don't change who Kiki is. Kiki is one of the best young players in the league, period. Angel is one of the best bigs in the league, period. But Angel is a vet. It's like, you know what I mean? It's that simple. So I don't even look. I get what you're saying, Fast. I don't look at it like that is what I'm saying. I just look at it like, Angel welcomed Kiki to the league. That's it. Kiki is having a great season. This doesn't change that. And Angel is she's on a roll now. She's playing well. So regardless of who had the better game, as long as they both did what they need to do for their team, I think it's the only thing that really matters in that aspect. So to me, I don't look at this like, oh, one had to, what I mean? Everything ain't about that. Sometimes, this is basketball. So you're going to have some people, as long as you do what you do for your team, as long as you come out and play well for your team, that's the only thing that matters. Somebody going to have a better game. But like you said, Kiki got the win. Kiki definitely got the win. But it's because her team she got the win because of what Slim did. What Sykes did. Sykes played aggressive the whole time. The same way we want Aaron Atkins to play aggressive. They veteran actually came out and played aggressive for them. Ours didn't. In fact, our vets it seemed like if they not making shots, and that's another thing we got to give Angel credit for. Because if Angel is missing shots, she's still affecting the game in other ways. She don't disappear. It seemed like the vets on Chicago, if they not making shots, like what are they doing? They so hard. Yo, those vets frustrate me so much, man. Like, come on, man. And then everybody want to act like, and that's what I keep talking about, trust your rookies, because everybody trying to act like, the vets have so much more experience and they need to play. But some of these vets is trash, B. Some of these vets is trash. They able to make up for their trash because they're gonna get a longer leash. They allowed to. But some of these vets is trash. They need to be on the bench. Fast says McKay need more minutes or need to be starting. Listen, I agree with you. I think you wasn't in here yet. This is who I was talking about, Faz, and then there was somebody else who agreed with him. I forgot who it was. But Faz said the other day, same thing. Michaela need to start. At that time, I disagreed with him because Rebecca Allen was playing so well off the bench. So I was like, no, Rebecca needs to be starting. We start Rebecca, she disappears. She disappears. So maybe she's more comfortable off the bench. So I'm with letting Michaela. Maybe Michaela need to be the starter. Let's give Michaela. We gave Kia Nurse a chance. We gave Rebecca a chance. Let's give Michaela her chance now. And let's see if these players, some of these vets play better off the bench. Now I will say this. That's the only thing that scares me about Michaela. She's slow. She be out there trying to guard. She plays well as far as heart, but she be out there on the perimeter. You can tell like she be a step behind player. So that's my only thing with her. Skull Brain says Angel played 35 minutes versus Connecticut and versus the Mystics. She can't even rest. This is sad. Skull Brain says, I mean 6 minutes, not points. Fast says, facts, Brooklyn. Fast says, Kiki could have done way more than she did. Got you. Reddit says, I'm not trying to be rude, but Rachel Banham shouldn't be. Reddit says, I'm not trying to be rude, but Rachel Banham shouldn't be in the league. I also think we need to see Maddie play at least 5 minutes. Yeah, we need to see what Maddie got. I'm not mad at Rachel Banham getting minutes. I'm mad at the role she's playing. She's not a point guard. She's a floor, she's a catch and shoot player. She need to be out there to see if she could get hot and make some threes. If not, she need to be on the bench, period. The person I'm upset about is Mo Jefferson. I feel like Mo Jefferson is doing highway robbery with the sky. Since we got Mo Jefferson, I don't know if she played more than 10 games. Like she always hurt. And ironically, this is a position we need, the point guard position, but she always hurt. So hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully we find out soon if she's hurt, if she's not coming back, so we could get a hardship contract. Or I don't think this is gonna happen, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Hopefully, Jeff P buys Mojo out. Just let her go. It's time to go, man. You just sitting on the bench for no reason. You can why like yo, if I was her, I would hate coming to games. Like you literally just come to games to sit on the bench, and you could be living your life, man. So Mo Jefferson either need to get healthy or she need to get up out of here. You know what I mean? She's worse than, at least Rachel's giving us minutes, right? So Mojo is annoying me. Rachel needs to be put in a different role. HVL needs to be starting. I don't know, man. Also, I wrote down in my notes, I forgot to say this earlier when I was speaking about Connecticut. JC Sheldon is nice from 3. She was letting that thing fly from 3. She a good piece. She a good piece for Connecticut. She a good piece for Connecticut to have. Another thing I wrote in my notes is this. I kind of answered it already, but we're just gonna go over it again. I say this every episode now. I say this every pod now. What does Chicago Sky need to turn the season around? Let me see what you guys think before I get my solution. If y'all been watching, if y'all been rocking with me, y'all already know what I'm about to say. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. But what do you guys think the Chicago Sky needs to turn the season around? Let me know in the comments if you watch this on a playback. But definitely in the chat what you guys think Chicago needs. Reddit Milky Way says, what is going on with her? her butt just be skating all day. Her butt just be skating all day. Oh, you probably talking about Mojo. She be skating. I don't know. I don't ever see her. I don't ever see what she do. So yeah, but I don't know. She just wasting our time for real. But what I think Chicago needs to turn the season around is an aggressive guard. We need to upgrade 2 positions, and I was saying this since before the season started. We still ain't do it. And I thought we would have did it in the draft, or at least attempted to. Small forward and PG. Small forward and PG. Small forward and PG. We need to upgrade those positions, whether it be in-house or making a trade. In-house, to Faz's point, let Michaela on your way they start. Maybe she plays that position the best out of the small forwards we have. And then PG, let HVL start. Let her go through the growing pains. But that's all. That's an in-house. That's an in-house move. If we're gonna make a move, we need an aggressive guard. We need an aggressive scorer. That's gonna make Angel's life easier because now she got a bucket getter. I said it before. A few games ago, about 5 games ago, when we played the LA Sparks, and we played well in the first quarter, we played well in the second quarter, and we lost the game pretty much in that third quarter. We lost the game in that third quarter because Kelsey Plum went off. They had an aggressive scorer, and we couldn't match it. We didn't have our aggressive scorer back. A few games ago, maybe about 2 games ago now, maybe 2 or 3 games ago, when we played Atlanta, and we played well, I forget what quarter, and I think it was a third again, if I'm not mistaken. But Ryan Howard went off. They had an aggressive scorer. We didn't have an aggressive scorer back to even things out. So we go out and make a trade. We need to bring in somebody that's an aggressive scoring type of person, an alpha, A type of person who wants to shoot the ball, who you don't have to ask to put up more than just 7 attempts, who will naturally put up those attempts. We need that person. Now, obviously, the name I always say is Enrique, because I feel like we could pry her away from Dallas. But if it's not Enrique, whoever, I don't know who else will be available, because I think everybody pretty much fit well on their teams right now. I don't look like somebody. I can't really look at a team and say that person probably wants to be out of there, or we could get that person from that team and they can help us out. Outside of Mabry, so Mabry, on the low end, that's somebody who I really don't want that much, and then that's somebody I don't think we could get, because if I'm Connecticut, I want picks back, right? So I would say Enrique. And Enrique is somebody I don't mind giving up picks for. If we have to give up picks, I don't mind it for Enrique. So Faz says they need a PG. Red Milky Way says for Tyler to understand when to be aggressive and when not to be. That's a fact. Faz says we got a small forward and Michaela and Sifka coming soon. That's a fact. These are facts. Chicago Cheetah says, I agree. Michaela on the way they need to start. We might as well, right? Right, Chicago? Faz says the future of the sky, I think, are Bali, Atkins, HVL, Angel, Camilla, Michaela, and Maddie. We'll see. I mean, that's not. They're gonna have to have some firepower. That's not a firepower lineup. They're gonna have to have some firepower. So you got to think of who you want to be the firepower. But let's see. Sifka. Red and Milky Way says If he argued for calls and pumped up his players, things would change. The benching Angel after every little scuffle instead of channeling her energy. I'm gonna give him credit on that, Reddit. Lately he's been arguing calls. Like for instance, when they pulled her hair the other day, he was arguing with the ref. So I do know what you're talking about early in the season. It seemed like he's getting more comfortable in that role now. I'm not saying he's all the way there, but I'm saying he's moving towards what you're saying. Fast says Chicago Sky are not getting Enrique. Maybe they not, but that's my pick. That's who I think they should get, but maybe they won't. Reddit Milky Way says it's not good. Tyler didn't give up on a game, but he has a tendency to give up on games early in the fourth. I don't think he has a tendency to give up on games. I think because he doesn't focus on defense, the game just get away from us. And I think he don't be expecting it because we'd be right there in the game. We'd be right there in the game, and then the team will go on a run, and we out of the game. But that's going to happen when you don't focus on defense. If you don't focus on defense, teams is as well as we playing, teams is gonna play well too because we're not taking them out of their rhythm. So it don't matter how many it don't matter how many runs we go on. It don't matter how many big shots we hit. Don't matter. Also, I want to ask you guys a question. I put a post up on YouTube earlier today. Last Sunday I did a 7-hour live. I didn't mean to do 7 hours, but I did a 7-hour live last Sunday. And I wanted to chop it up and make it more digestible. Pause. So would you guys prefer me to chop that live up into 7 pieces, 1 hour a piece? Or do you want me to chop it up into 30-minute pieces? And it'll be 14. It'll be 14 in them. So if I chop it up into an hour, it'll be 7. It'll be broken up into 7 different videos. But if I do 30 minutes, if I chop it up into 30 minutes each, it's gonna end up being 14 different videos. So what do you guys prefer? Fast says do the hour. I got a question for y'all about Dallas. Like I said, Dallas got their second win yesterday, but Man Bun benched Dejanay. So is Man Bun losing the locker room? I think Dejanay over him. You know, maybe that's somebody who might be available via trade. It's not just, maybe it's just not working out. But I think Man Bun might be losing the locker room. Fast says Carrington need to be coming off the bench. Let's be serious. She was playing well in the starting lineup. She was playing well, so, you know. Reddit Milky Way says, I'm okay with Enrique coming to Chicago, just not trading picks. I feel you. And I'm with you because I want the picks next year too, but I'm also thinking about how Tyler Marsh operates. Now, maybe he values next year picks more than this year picks, so maybe he'd be willing to keep those picks. So if he want to keep the picks and don't want to make no moves, I could get on board with that. I could get on board with that. Matt Hancock, pause, says, dude, why you playing this week A elevator music? Take a poll about this audio, bro. I like the music. I'm playing this music, one, because it's free and I could play it without getting copyrighted. But it's soothing. I don't mind the music. So if the music is bothering you, if the music is bothering people, let me know. I could cut the music off, but I just feel like the music gives a pot like a nice vibe. As well as voice with the takes, the music. I like the vibe of the music. So that's why I'm playing the music. Real Money says, folks in the uproar, Brooke. There's no more freedom of speech. Why you say that? Who said what? You gotta give me the backstory on why you saying that. Faz says she was 15. Oh, she was a negative 15 in the starting lineup. Reddit Milky Way says, Matt, why are you typing in caps? Yeah, but I think Man Bun might be losing the locker room. And then another question I got for you guys is, do you think Vegas could turn it around? Do you think Vegas could turn it around? And what does Vegas need to do to get their season on track? Reddit Milky Way says, it's not Brooklyn. If he never commented before, I would just ignore his negativity. Got you. I got you. Heard you. Real Money says, a bro, if I type in any chat, Tulip putting me in timeout, she mad I blocked her. Oh, y'all got y'all got chat beef, man. Y'all gotta cut it out. Y'all can cut that out, man. You and Tulip need to cut that out. Listen, one thing I'm gonna say is this community is small. So the more we get along, the better. It's some podcasters I don't rock with, and if you know, you know. What I mean, and it's not because of me. It's how they carry themselves, right? It's how they carry themselves. But I think it's silly to have issues with people in the community. In a community like this, it's silly. That's why you don't see me feed into the negativity, because it's like, on one hand, I could match your energy. On the other hand, it's like, what are we doing? It's women's basketball. What are we doing? So you and Tulip need to work it out. Y'all need to or just ignore each other. But the whole blocking each other and not being able to speak, she's putting you on timeout. You know what I'm saying? That's just too much. Faz says Dallas ain't gonna fire him for Paige like him. Got you. Marcus says Angel looking real scary to teams. Yeah, that's a fact. I like the way she looked, and I'm surprised she looked so good, so quick. Is she gonna have mistakes and growing pains? Of course. Right, she's gonna turn the ball over at times, and she's gonna figure it out. But game by game, she's looking better and better. But what do you expect from a player like that, right? Like, it's funny because the thing that make Angel great are her intangibles. The thing that make Angel great is how hard she goes. The thing that make Angel great is how much attention to detail she pays. So of course, she's gonna just go into a new role and just start to look better and better and better, right? Like, and it's a new old role because she used to do this when she was younger, but still, it's been so long. It's a new role. Real Money says, nah, for real, and I ain't disrespecting nobody. I get it. Reddit Milky Way says, I think Man Bun is mad because Carrington went viral for looking at him like he was crazy. He is the problem, not Carrington, in my opinion. I agree. Some of these coaches get in their own way, and they got too much pride. Fast as Fags Brooklyn. Reddit Milky Way says Dallas will fire him. I don't think Paige cares for him, but I also have watched less than 5 Wings games this year. Listen, shout out to you for being honest, man. Shout out to the honesty. Brother Milky Way says, so take my opinion with a grain of salt. The water, Ephraim, Yesharala. I don't know what that first word says, but it says Aneesa Morrow, Tigers, LSU hunt, Tigers hunt. Heard you. I don't know how to pronounce G-A-U, G-E-A-U-X. Is that go? I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh, that's go? Okay. Just right, go. It's easy. But yeah, man. Do you guys think Vegas, appreciate you, Marcus, do you guys think Vegas could turn it around? You know, Aneesa, Asia should be back soon. And when she comes back, I'm sure she's gonna come back with a level of intensity that the rest of the team is gonna have to follow. So I'm curious to see what Becky Hammond is gonna do to try to right this shit. Because as long as you got Asia, if you got a coach like Becky, you got a player like Asia with all the talent, with all the rest of the talent on that team, they can figure it out. I think the answer for them is Kirsten Bell. I think they need to start Kirsten Bell at the 4. She could stretch the floor. You know, we already know Asia plays defense, right? Asia's a 2-way player, one of the best defenders in the league. So put Asia at the 5, put Kirsten Bell at the 4, and go from there. Let Kirsten Bell be that 4. Try that out, because she don't get a lot of minutes, and they haven't given her a chance yet. So maybe that's what they need. They give Kirsten Bell some minutes at that 4 to give Asia some help. Try it out. See how that. Yes, people. Please hit the like button. Run the likes up, man. Let YouTube know that this is a platform that you guys want to see more of. So definitely hit that like button. It's Aneesa Morrow's game right here, y'all. Y'all missed it. Career high today from Aneesa Morrow. Look at that, getting steals. Getting them into the fast break. Playing big versus AT. Look at that. Force a turnover. They got a post up. Face up, bucket. Gotta go to get fouled, go to the line. Oh no, that's when she got the bucket. Okay, I thought that was when she got fouled. Little quick 2 right there in the paint. Oh, this was a nice turn around bucket. That's not the play I was thinking of though. Tough rebound. Outlet, Mabry. Great pass by Aneesa. Force a turnover right there. Right there, that's a play. The little fake handoff. Little fake handoff to the layup. Great game by Aneesa. Go Tigers. Go Tigers, you heard? So my last question for you guys. My last question for you guys is this. After the Liberty and after Minnesota, who's the next best team in the league? I feel like that's a complicated question. Because I feel like you could argue about who you think is better between New York and Minnesota right now. And then after New York and Minnesota, I feel like you could say ATL. I feel like you could say Phoenix. I feel like you could say Seattle. And I feel like you could say Indiana. But who? Like, out of those four, who stands out? It's the question. I don't know. So it seemed like it's a huge gap there, but after those two, it seemed like it's a huge gap because I don't know who's the third clear best team in the league. You could even throw in even though they're struggling, you know, they still the Aces. I'm not writing them off yet. You could throw in the Aces as a fifth team. If I had to say off the top of my head who's the third best team right now, I would probably say Phoenix. I would probably say they big three. Especially since they not even at full health yet, and Kai Copper is just coming back and she's getting better. I would probably say Phoenix is the third best team in the league. And so after Phoenix, I would have to go It's hard because it's between Seattle and ATL. Between Seattle or maybe Indy. I'm gonna say Indy. In fact, Indy might even be better than Phoenix. What you guys think? Is Indy better than Phoenix? Who's the third best team in the league? Is it Phoenix or is it Indy? You got ATL over Phoenix. I think ATL too inconsistent. You got Indiana, ain't even close. It's the third best team in the league. It's possible, you know. CC just came back. It seemed like they trying to be physical with teams. They trying to let teams know. And plus, what's her name? I think Wnba. I haven't seen her. Is she out right now? Peter Smart says, Dumb A Suns coach finally stopped playing politics with Aneesa. Played enough ball to know how the politics go. Go Morrow. Heard you, Peter. All right, so look, I'm gonna say New York the best team. I'm gonna say Minnesota the second best team. I'm gonna say I got to reward winning. In fact, since I got to reward winning, let me do this too. Let me do this real quick. I'm gonna say Phoenix is the third best team. I think I gotta go with the standings. I'm trying to go away from the standings, but the standings look accurate to me. I got, I would put New York number 1, but cool. The standings got Minnesota number 1, New York number 2, Phoenix number 3, Atlanta number 4, Seattle number 5. I probably would have swapped that. I probably would have put Seattle over Atlanta. They got Indy at 6. I think Indy probably should be a little bit higher than 6. Maybe Indy is like 3 or 4. And I'm not sleeping on the Aces. I know the Aces are struggling, but until I see them like really collapse, I feel like they could bounce back. I'm not sleeping on the Aces. The Aces to me is still like a top 5 team in the league. They just not playing like it right now. Real Money says you got to realize that's why they doing all this. They see Fever going crazy and got their rhythm. Yeah, but see, that's another reason why I'm keeping Fever. That's another reason why I'm keeping the Fever like in consideration. Cause I gotta see like that now that CC's back, what happens? They probably gonna win a few games. They probably gonna win a few of those games where it's gonna make me more confident. But right now it's like I don't know, because they lost a couple games before CC got hurt. Then CC got hurt, and then they lost some more games. So I got to see how good they really are. I got to see how much of a jump they make when CC back in the lineup, or are they still going to be losing these games? Right? It might be a chemistry issue. It might be it's only one ball issue. I don't know what it is. But I got to see who Indy is. But they definitely still, to me, a top 5 team. I just don't know where, is what I'm saying. Marcus says refs need to do their job. WNBA is too physical. I don't know about that. How long you been watching, Marcus? This is normal. This is how they play in the WNBA. So I don't know if I agree with that. Jaden Starr says Fever don't have refs. Stop it. Fever don't have refs? I don't understand that. Peter says CCPN, the home of Caitlin Clark. Angels triple-double crickets. Fee drop 32. The another night crickets. We see what's going on. You speaking in code right now, Peter. I don't quite understand your point. I don't quite understand what you're trying to say there. Speaking of Caitlin Clark, though, we kind of touched on it earlier, but there's more people in here now. What was you guys' thoughts on the scuffle between Connecticut and Indiana yesterday? Me personally, I don't really care that much about it. Outside of what I said earlier, are they going to keep the same energy, right? They're going to keep the same energy they had last year when Kennedy pushed Caitlin. Well, Marina Mabry pushed Caitlin. Are they going to... And she fell the same way. I saw her hit the ground. So are they going to keep the same energy and say that Marina was trying to hurt her and she needed to be kicked out the league and, all this types of stuff? And then are they gonna keep the same energy with JC Sheldon for hitting Caitlyn in the face, right? When DJ Carrington hit Caitlyn in the face, it was a whole lot of death threats and nastiness. It's gonna be the same. Are they gonna treat it different? And then also, are they gonna hold Caitlyn accountable for her actions, because she's out there like being aggressive and pushing people, and are people gonna hold Caitlyn accountable, or is it just passion? Is it just passion when she do it and it's okay? Is she just fighting back when she do it? Is she fighting back and it's cool, right? But when Angel gets pushed and she reacted the same way Caitlyn reacted not too long ago, we already know, Angel was doing too much. When Angel did it, she was doing too much. So is Caitlyn doing too much? So that's how I feel. Are we gonna keep the same energy that we say when other people do things, or are we gonna say it's okay? So outside of that, I don't care. I don't care about the fight. I just want to see how people handle it. Are they going to keep the same energy? Also, I said this earlier too. This is important. A lot of these women need to be careful and understand that they don't want a Malice in the Palace situation in the WNBA, especially now when all this momentum is going so positive for the WNBA. They don't want something spilling over into the stands and now the fans is involved. That's something that the WNBA doesn't need. So that's also, something that's important. But outside of that, outside of a Malice in the Palace situation, and outside of, are they going to keep the same energy or not? Right? Are we going to change the rules? Are we going to move the goalposts for certain people or not? That's all I know. Outside of that, I really don't give it. Yeah. Jaden Starr says, Reddit said the Fever had refs. Okay. Peter says ESPN only acknowledges CC. Reddit says Brooklyn. Peter is saying that they only mention Clark's achievements. Okay. But then say that, Peter. I understand that. Jaden says CC versus her old rival. It is what it is. Sophie got her back. Man, Sophie needs to go someplace and sit down, man. I'm tired of seeing Sophie get into it with people. We already know Sophie don't want no smoke with nobody. So she need to cut it out. Skull Brain Nation says it was a white on crime, and everyone loving it. Let it would have been a black female, all hell would have broke loose. Marcus says Cece definitely got poked in the eye. I didn't say she didn't. I just said DJ Nate hit it in the face and JC hit it in the face. Sometimes we get hit in the face, you get poked in, like that's where your eyes is at. But my point is, same action, two different players. Is it gonna be considered? Is it gonna be met with the same energy? Or is one okay? Was one hit in the face okay and the other one not? I don't know. Or are they both just basketball plays and people need to stop analyzing the game? Right? It's a physical game. We understand that it's a physical game. Are we gonna just say, hey, the game was physical and nobody should get hit in the face, but it happens sometimes? Or are we gonna move the goalposts and say one person did it on purpose and the other person didn't do it on purpose? Or did they both do it on purpose? Or did neither one of them do it on? You get what I'm saying? Like, what? How are we gonna spend this? Is what I want to know. Because at the end of the day, it's the same thing that happened. Same thing that happened last time happened this time. So we're gonna come up with excuses. We're gonna keep the same energy, or we're gonna stop overanalyzing these girls or these women, I should say, and let them play ball. We're gonna stop overanalyzing physical play and stop putting intentions. Oh, this one did it on purpose. This one meant to do it. This one knew what they was doing. Are we gonna, you know what I mean? What are we doing? Reddit Milky Way says she has sports media and the refs. Reddit Milky Way standing on business. Listen, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that like button if y'all ain't hit it already. And like I said, if you ain't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. I talk all things women basketball. Yeah, you know I mean, you are now tuned into the perspective with your boy, Brooklyn 80s. You heard? Peter says facts, Milky Way. Real Money says, Brooke, if you're holding your eye and get blindsided and push, would you not fall? I'm not saying that she shouldn't have fell, but I was talking about, when I said she fell, I was talking about the push that Mabry gave to her and the push that Kennedy gave to her. That's not enough to make you fall, no. So no. But getting hit in the eye, you know, if you protect your eye, whatever you gotta do, whether you're gonna fall or not, protect your eye. But the bump Kennedy gave her was a shoulder bump. That don't make you hit the ground. No, I'm sorry. And the bump that Mabry pushed her, Mabry ain't never knocked nobody to the ground with her strength ever. Her non-athletic, you know, weak self. So no, Mabry can't knock you. If you know any, first of all, Real Money, I don't know how much you've been watching Caitlin. So if you're a real fan of her and you really watched her, because I watched her. Don't tell me I'm more of a fan of her than you, because I watched her, right? I watched her since college. She's known for flopping. That's what she does, bro. She flops all the time in every game. She does it. So if you watch her and you're a fan of her, you know that about your player, then you know she does that. Like, I'm not sitting here trying to, like, I'm not making nothing up or lying on her name, right? And I didn't even call it a flop. I just said she fell. I said we seen it. She fell. Said she fell the same way twice. And I was making a point of saying that if when Kennedy did it, all the media and backlash Kennedy got for just pushing her, bumping her, right? Mabry just did the same thing. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, she extended her arm. She just, right? And what I'm saying is Caitlin fell both times. So if it's the same exact thing, shouldn't Mabry get the same type of attention, media attention, negativity, all that stuff that Kennedy got? Or are we moving the goalpost? That's all I'm asking. I'm not even saying my opinion on it. I'm asking you guys. I'm putting it into the ethosphere for people to think about that. That's all. Because I know how I thought about it when I first seen it. When Kennedy did it and when Mabry did it. First of all, I'm from Brooklyn, right? And I grew up outside when people was outside and playing ball. So I'm used to physicality. So when I see a little bit of physicality, and then also I watch the WNBA and I've noticed that they play physical. Okay, so since I know what physicality is and I see that they play physical, I understand it's a physical game. I'm gonna treat it as such. I'm not gonna sit here and be like acting weird with every little touch that these women get. Whereas the masses who don't watch, because we know most of these people that's commenting don't even watch these games. They acting like every little touch is gonna hurt, like, you know, it's gonna break Caitlin, it's gonna hurt people. All these girls, they play physical. That's how they play, bro. Do I agree with it? No, I think they need to. As a man watching this, it makes me feel uncomfortable because I don't play that physical, right? We don't. So I want them to lower the level of physicality down a little bit, but that's not up to me. That's why they play. That's how they play. I watch, I enjoy the game, but I understand they play that way. So if I understand that they play that way and this is a physical game, what I'm saying is when the physicality happened, which was a quote unquote non-basketball play, when Kennedy did it, it was a non-basketball play when Mabry did it. But everybody called for Kennedy's head, correct? So I'm saying, are they going to keep the same energy or not with Mabry? That's all I want to know. Are they gonna keep it or not? Are you gonna call the game the same way? Was Mabry trying to hurt her? Right? And all these things, is Mabry jealous? That's what they said. All these women is jealous, right? So I'm just asking questions, bro. That's all. I'm not even answering the question. I'm just asking questions. Marcus Harrell says CC is on a short leash with WNBA players. They're looking for a reason. I don't agree with that. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the narrative, right? Marcus, you sound like you putting narratives out. What proof do you have that? From what I understand, I just watched the WNBA for a whole year. I'm on my second year. Unless they playing Caitlin Clark, I don't see no WNBA players think or mention her. Oh, I can't wait to give it to Cece. Like, they don't care about this girl. As far as like wanting to harm her, I'm sure they happy she's in the league. They want to compete against her. All of the things that competitive, I'm sure all of those things is true. But to say that she's on a short leash, like, well, I can't wait to give it to, like, you know. And then to say that they looking for a reason, why would they be looking for a reason? Looking for a reason of what? All these girls want the same thing. They want to get paid and they want to win a championship. Cece ain't a part of neither one of them things. I'm sorry. I disagree, Marcus, wholeheartedly. And real money, this is my point. This is my point. People creating these weird narratives, but they only apply to one person. But when that same person do the same thing, so what you saying that then, Marcus? So when she goes hit somebody, this not the first time she lashed out against a WNBA player or even a basketball player. Do you think that Cece has a short leash as well, and whoever she lashed out, she was just looking for a reason to lash out at them? My point is saying that is, are you gonna keep the same energy on both sides? Or are you making up things? Are you just making up things out of thin air because it feeds however you feel personally, right? It feeds whatever point you would like to be true on the inside. So you're gonna make it up. What are we doing here, people? Jada Star says Cece being aggressive and pushing, but JC was scratching her up as well. See what I'm saying? Here's where I would be okay with what you were saying, Jaden Star. You notice how you just gave Cece an out. Cece being aggressive and pushing, but JC was scratching her up as well. You do know that when Kennedy Carter bumped Cece, it was because Cece just elbowed her and pushed her. So what are we doing? Are we going to keep the same energy on both sides and give the person grace and say, hey, Kennedy did this because Caitlyn did something to her? Because that's what you just did for Cece. You see what I'm saying about narratives and keeping the same? And we move the goalposts and we don't even realize it. Like we so quick to lie. We so quick to want one person to be right and one person to be wrong. We either gonna keep the same energy and put all the blame on Cece like we did with Kennedy, right? Or we're gonna give Cece grace and we're gonna give Kennedy grace, which means we give Mabry grace, which means we give JC grace. Or we're gonna hold everybody accountable to the same fire y'all held Kennedy. Which one is it? Which I want to do? Because y'all the ones creating the narratives. These false narratives out here. Everybody jealous of Cece and they out to get Cece. Y'all the ones creating that shit. So y'all got to keep the same energy when Cece do something now. When Cece do something, y'all got to hold her just as accountable. You can't give her outs because you ain't giving nobody else an out. When Angel hit CC going for the block, you said Angel did it on purpose. That's what y'all said. Y'all knew what she was thinking, apparently. I don't know, man. Y'all weird. Y'all weird to me. That's weird energy to me. That's weird energy to me, Jaden. My thing is this. I'm not, and I'm gonna land with this. I'm not gonna tell you what to think, Jaden. I'm not gonna tell you what to think, Marcus. Think however y'all want to think. My point stands. However you think, keep the same energy. Don't switch up. Don't switch the energy up, though. Don't move the goalposts when it suits you. If this is how you feel about this particular play, then keep the same energy every time that plays happen, no matter who does it. Don't give CC a pass when it's CC time to be physical, but then somebody else is physical and they jealous and they just out to get her. That don't make sense, bro. Just keep the same energy. Reddit Milky Way says, I think they will not suspend anyone her fans have every excuse for her. CC is just passionate and retaliating to what's done to her. Real Money says, let it be the same physical league. They said it was, please. No real fist fights have happened. Yes, I don't want to see no fist fights. Let the league be physical. I don't want to see no fights. Marcus says, malice in the palace will never happen again. That what's Marcus? How old are you, bro? Like, you don't know what ever happened again. You don't know what's capable. Like, I don't. If you live enough on this earth, you understand that. So for you saying something like that, I don't know. Sound like you got low IQ. Reddit Milky Way says they act like CC doesn't have a history. Yeah, that's my point. I didn't want to say that because I couldn't remember the last time, but I feel like they got a history of getting into it. And CC is always the aggressor. Right. Matter of fact, I remember now. Thank you for saying that. I was in college when they was wrestling for the ball, and she pushed JC. Then JC is like, enough of this. But again, you got people out here like Marcus and Jaden that don't want to hold CC accountable, but they want to hold everybody else accountable. I don't get it. Marcus says, Tess was in the 10th row, besting on fans. Oh, our Tess was in the 10th row. Oh, so you don't even know what happened. Or either you don't know what happened, or you're doing the same thing with Artest in the NBA of moving the goalposts. Because Artest didn't just run up in the stands and just start hitting no fans. That's not what happened. In fact, Artest was laying there minding his business, trying to cool off from something that happened in the game. And a fan did something. But I'll let you do your own research. Trinity says, I wonder why Sophie wasn't called the thug. Right. Sophie always starting something, man. The funny thing is, it's one thing to start something, but it's another thing to start something and not be about that life, though. I done seen too many times where Sophie needs to just, like, realize who she is. She's not an enforcer. Like, she needs to stop. Peter says, Sophie got slammed by Sykes and didn't do a thing. She got slammed by Sykes and didn't do a thing. She got slammed by Kiki. And then I even saw a picture where Kai Copper was like standing over her while she was on the ground, and she wasn't looking like she wanted any of that smoke. So enough of that happens. Like, who you trying to fool? Like, I don't know. Jada Star says both Cece and Dejanay the same in my book. Okay, cool. They the same, but is Cece the same to you? Because Cece hit people too. So is she the same? Is she in the same book? Is she in the same book with JC and Dejanay, or they just in the book by themselves? Reddit Milky Way says CC has a history since college. Exactly. That's my point. And that's why I'm confused. Maybe Real Money, Jaden, and Marcus don't know the player that they like. Like, I'm this is documented. So my point is, just keep the same. I don't care how you feel. Just keep the same energy, however you feel. So if CC and Dejanay is in that same book, if JC and Dejanay in the same book, then throw CC in there too, because she do the same shit. You get what I'm saying? Real Money says, nah, Skull, I think because it wasn't a black on white thing is why these stands are so mad. Can't scream black and white now. CC's a bully. She talks ish like any other player. That's good. I agree with that statement. Real Money. And that's what I'm saying. Keep the same energy. Right? If you're gonna champion CC in this energy, just keep the same energy. But don't be flip-flopping back and forth and saying one person is okay for one person to do it, it's not okay for this person to do it. A new guy says she didn't get poked in the eye. When has someone gotten poked in the eye and the eye didn't turn red or at least watered? She was totally fine, and she's a flopper. That's a fact. She had like a little black spot under her eye. So she got hit in the face, but that's a fact. Her eye was actually fine. So new guy actually has a point. Jaden Star says, Reddit, you mean CC been beating Jay-Z since college and a lot of them other girls too? Yeah, CC, there's videos of CC pushing a bunch of girls in college and the pros. She did it to the girl that's on the Valkyrie now, Van Loo. She pushed Van Loo. She pushed JC multiple times. She pushed this girl in college. This other girl, I know her name. It's a history of CC doing this. Reddit Milky Way says you can't rationalize her with fans. CC is a dirty player and always have been. I don't know if I would call her a dirty player, but I will say CC is definitely a she gets away with stuff. Like, for instance, we say this all the time. On offense, she pushes off a lot. Like the offensive foul, her arm. Same thing Mabry does. Mabry do it too. I just called out Mabry for doing it when she played against Chicago. She did it to Ari Watkins and did it to a few people that was guarding her. She pushes a lot, right? So Mabry and CC does that. And then CC also gets away with what we just said. When she gets frustrated, she hits people. You just seen her the other day. I don't know if y'all seen the clip. She just yelled out though. She just clapped at the ref. She said, "Are you serious?" against New York. You know what I mean? So she has a history of like snapping at people. She pushed. She was beating up Kennedy Carter last year when Kennedy Carter got the brunt of the media attention. But she started that with Kennedy. Like she does this a lot. So it's like you gotta keep the same energy. Real Money says DT was dirty, but they call her the GOAT. Okay, that's his response to that. You could be dirty if you a GOAT, I'm assuming. I don't know. Reddit Milky Way says it's crazy how she be starting stuff and then running. Yeah, that she do that all the time. She'll start something and get out of there quick. She don't want no smoke. CC don't want no smoke. But she will hit you though. That's why I called the Karen Clark. I coined the phrase last year, Karen Clark, and that's why. And it started with, well, it didn't start. But because of stuff like what happened to Kennedy. A Karen in real life is a person who you could be sitting there minding your business. Like say if you in a park and you reading a book or something like that. If this white lady feels like, if she sees a black lady and she feels like you don't belong in this park, she's going to come over and harass you. And she's going to harass you to the point where you get annoyed till you start to attack her. And then once you start to attack her and the police come, she's going to act like she ain't have nothing to do with it. And you start attacking her for no, that's Karen activity. When you provoke somebody and then after you provoke them, you act like you're innocent. That's Karen activity. And that's what Caitlyn does a lot on the floor. She'll start stuff. She'll start the physicality and then try to get out of there and then try to act like, and then it'll start looking, and that's part of her flopping too. She flops like any type of little bump she get, or even if it's not a bump, you can see if she just wants the call, she'll just hit the ground and she'll look at the ref. And then once the ref don't call, watch her reaction. She gets up and get mad. Like she'd be like, "You ain't gonna call that." Like she gets mad. Like so, all that to me is Karen activity. So I call her Karen Clark sometimes when she start acting like that. So yeah, I agree with that 1000%. I don't think I read this. Trinity says Brooklyn, a lot of these folks will see it on film and still make an excuse for Clark. Now that's a fact. But Reddit says acting so tough, talking tough while speed walking. Yeah, that's hilarious. Now that's a fact. Real Money says Brooke, we all acting like she just started flopping though. We been knew that. Laugh out loud. She gets turnovers for doing risky passes and plays mediocre defense. We know who she is. No, that's a fact. And I'm not mad at you saying that. As long as you know that. This is like, that's a true statement. It's the people who act like she don't do that is when I have a problem. So yeah, we all know who she is, right? And again, this shows you how honest I am because I'm not a CC hater. None of this means she's a terrible player. CC is amazing for the game. She's a great player. She brings new fans, new eyes to the game. She's an incredible scorer. Shout out to CC. My issue with people that CC fans isn't the people who recognize that she's great. My issue with CC fans is the ones who act like she has no flaws, like she's perfect, and she's not. And then my other issue is the ones who, like I said, they don't keep the same energy. You should be able, like, if you consider yourself a real person with integrity, a man of your word, woman of your word, you should be able, and you're a fan of Cece, you should be able to just tell the truth about her, just like Real Money just did. You're like, yo, I know who my favorite player is. This is who she is. She gonna drop logo threes. She gonna make some great passes, right? She gonna push the tempo, but she also gonna flop. She also gonna foul. She gonna push off with her arm, right? She gonna lose her temper sometimes. She gonna get mad at the refs. Like, all of this is a fact. This is the truth. You gotta tell the whole story. You can't ignore. If you want to listen, if you got a friend and you can't tell your friend the truth because that's your friend, you a weak person. So if you a fan of Cece and you can't see Cece for who she is, you a weak person. Just admit this who she is. So now, again, that's why I'm not mad at how nobody feels about Cece or the fever and what happened in that fight. My thing is keep the same energy. That's all I keep saying. That's my message. My message is keep the same energy, because when it happened last year, when some of these things happened last year with Kennedy Carter, it was one thing. And then when Angel Reese hit her across the head, it was another thing, right? When Dejanay got into her, it was another thing. Like, when all these players got into it with her, it was so many stories and so many this and so many that. So now, just what y'all said, the same things just happened, but it was a bunch of white girls. Is it okay now that they did it? Or y'all gonna keep the same energy when these black girls did it? You get what I'm saying? My thing is keep it, and I don't care how y'all feel. I'm saying just keep it however y'all feel, keep it like that across the board. If y'all want to hold these girls accountable and say they need to be kicked out the league and they not good for then keep that same energy. If y'all want to say, hey, it was just a basketball play, it's not that serious. You know what I mean? It's overthought, it's overblown. Keep the same energy when somebody else do it. Keep the same energy when she get physical against a predominantly black team. Don't make them all thugs and need to be kicked out the league, and don't start thinking for them and saying they did it on purpose and all this other BS is what I'm saying. Keep the same energy. Like, to me, I know how I feel. How I feel about it is it's not that big a deal. It wasn't that big a deal when Kennedy did it. It wasn't that big a deal when Angel Reese hit her across the head. Even that technical foul, because it was a technical foul, it wasn't that big a deal when Caitlyn pushed Angel. And this little scuffle against Connecticut, to me, ain't a big deal. It's really not that serious to me. That's why I keep saying y'all the ones. And when I say y'all, of course, I'm not talking to everybody in the chat or everybody on the internet. I'm talking about the specific ones that's fired up. That's, oh, Kennedy need to be kicked, like all you guys, right? That wanted to kick Kennedy out the league, and all you guys who thought for Angel. I'm talking to you people, right? Are you guys going to keep the same energy? And if you're not going to keep the same energy, then maybe when you look at it so harshly, when something happens to Caitlyn, maybe you overthinking the game. Maybe you overthought that. Jaden says, I don't think it's the same. All right, let's see why you don't think it's the same. You said Kennedy already not like. Kennedy was already not like. Teaspoon the reason she got another chance. Mabry liked for some round reason. I don't get what you're saying. What the hell does that have to do with anything? Being liked and not liked. I'm talking about the action. You saying, oh, I know you're not saying this. This is be wild. Are you saying when a person is not liked, they deserve to be treated differently than a person that's liked? Because that's crazy. So I don't even understand what being liked or not liked has anything to do with the intentions of an action. Somebody pushing another player. A player put in the heat of a moment, out of frustration, you push another player. Why is it viewed differently? If it's viewed differently, maybe it's viewed the same. I don't know. I'm asking. I don't think being liked or not liked has anything to do with that, right? In fact, that makes it worse because y'all saying that It's okay when Mabry do it, but it's a problem when Kennedy do it, because that's really what you're saying. And that's a problem. Reddit Milky Way says CC elbowed Ken before that. Elbow pushed her. There's a couple plays. It wasn't just one time. There wasn't just one play. It was a few plays that CC did that to Kennedy. And then when Kennedy responded, she was, the villain. Marcus says WNBA ain't for the weak. I see why a lot of college players don't make the roster. I disagree with that too, because I watch some of these vets and they trash. Some of these vets who make the roster don't need to make a roster. So I feel like some more of these college players need to make rosters because they better than these vets. They just need time to get comfortable. It's a new league. Give them some time to get comfortable and they'll play better than these vets. Reddit Milky Way says CC is very familiar to AB. Aaliyah Boston. I don't know if that's what you're saying. It's very similar. I said familiar. CC is very similar to AB. People only see when players are retaliating. I don't know what AB means. Are you saying Aaliyah Boston? AB? I don't know. Real Money says it's millions watching now. They can't just call the games any kind of way. No more. These refs been like this. That's why it takes an hour for a review. They be looking up the rules. That's hilarious. Yo, listen, man. Everybody, if you ain't hit the like button yet, make sure you hit the like button for the kid. Please hit the like button, please. Reddit Milky Way says maybe it looked like she is being targeted because she does slick-ish. That's a fact too, but at some point you can't do like, it's either people don't want to know like on purpose, like they ignoring, or people just blind, because there's no way I just got in the game. I just been watching, because I started watching college first. So I've just been paying attention to college for like the past 2 to 3 years, whatever the case may be. And I know CC is slick. So you can't tell me you don't ref these games, players don't play these games, and know she's going to do something slick. She been doing this, as Real Money said, we know who she is. So if we know this, then the refs got to see that. They got to understand, like, nope, I know your tricks. I know what you're going to do already. Players got to say, I know your tricks. Jaden says, I had no reason with Ken, by the way. I had no reason. I don't understand your statement. He says, I had no issues with Ken. Wanted Fever to get her. Copy. Reddit Milky Way says, look at how it looks. Every center hates AB. Okay, you're all talking about Aaliyah Boston. Look at how every center hates Aaliyah Boston, but when they do the playback, Aaliyah Boston elbowing a locker on. Yeah, Aaliyah Boston, you know what? I didn't think about that because we talking about CC, but now that I'm thinking about Aaliyah Boston, you absolutely right. She do that. She do a lot of slick stuff. But maybe that's the game of bigs, because I'm noticing Angel doing that more now too. So I don't know if like the vets give them game, or if they learn from the vets, because the vets do that to them. We've seen what happened to Angel with AT in her first season. It seemed like it's almost like a little dirty game down there that you got to play as bigs. You're gonna get elbowed. So maybe Aaliyah is just learning and say, okay, if everybody else playing like this, I got to play like this too. So maybe that's what it is. Real Money says, when you slide, whoa. I don't even know if I want to finish reading this. Pause. I'm gonna preface this with pause. He says, when you slide it in during a basketball play, it's not looked at so much, though, as we all know. Okay, I think I get what you're saying. You talking about cheap shots, but that sentence is crazy. Everybody everybody put a pause in the chat right now for Real Money, man. Real Money, wow, to talk about when you slide it in during basketball. Oh man, that's the pause of the century right there, man. Reddit Milky Way says, sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. I give them that. They are masters of deception. Jonathan Gonzalez says, what's up, Brooklyn? What's up, my Brody? How you? Jaden Starr says, you can't generalize us all just because some said it. Well, I wasn't generalizing everybody. If you remember what I said about 20 minutes ago, I said I'm speaking directly to those people. I said I'm not speaking to everybody in the chat, and I'm definitely not speaking to all CC fans. I'm speaking directly to the people who felt this way. I said that. So I'm not generalizing anybody. I'm not generalizing all white people, and all white people wasn't the ones who was attacking Kennedy. So I'm speaking directly to white people, black people, whoever, CC fans, non-CC, whoever that felt this way and that was attacking Kennedy about the situation. That's who I'm speaking to. So I'm not generalizing anybody. Reddit Milky Way says, what's greater? What's greater con? What's probably saying, what's a greater con than to be a villain but get treated like the victim? That's a fact, and that's a great way to characterize Cece because she does that. And again, here's my thing with Cece, and I said this before. Because basketball players do this, if she was out there playing the same way she played on the court with her little, slickery tactics and things that she does, and when the refs come over, she'll keep them out of it. Like, yo, nah, this is us. This ain't got, you know what I mean? If she would talk about other players and protect them from the media, I would feel differently, but she don't do that. Like Reddit says, she plays a victim a lot. If you remember last year, Angel and Alyssa Smith was going at it on the free throw line. Somebody was on shooting a free throw. They was going at it. The refs came over. Both of them was like, yo, get out of here. This ain't got nothing to do with you. If Cece acted like that, I wouldn't call her Karen Clark. Because I would, like, that's part of the game. And she'll be protecting players, which players supposed to do. Instead, what Cece do is she play victim to the refs and she play victim to the media, even though she probably started or provoked a lot of the stuff that's going on out there. I think that's corny. I'm gonna be honest. Any player that does that, I think is corny. So it's not a CC thing. Just for the people that's gonna be like, that take it there. I think that's corny. Reddit Milky Way says they need to cut out the hair pulling. Yeah. I mean, you gotta hold again. You see how accountable I am. Like I said, for the CC fans, I'm a fan of Angel, and I'm accountable for Angel too. Angel did do it too, so we gotta hold her accountable. She pulled Camilla's wig. They need to cut out the hair pulling, because if I wear a wig and someone pulled it off, my hands would start flying. F the job. Now that's a fact. So I understood Angel getting an old girl face. I thought old girl did too much talking about my son said this. My son said it was too long. Well, tell your son you apologize in a moment. You ain't want no smoke. You get what I'm saying? Talk about what your son said. Nobody cared what your son said. Real Money says CC has beaten JC Sheldon 1,000 times and got 1,500 points dropped on her. We know we don't like each other. They put in the juice on it. It spats like that almost every game. And again, this is how I feel, CC. CC. This is how I feel, Real Money. My point is, I felt like that when the incident when Kennedy happened. I felt like that when the incident when Angel happened. You get what I'm saying? My point is, I keep the same energy. I ain't moving the goalposts. I feel exactly. I don't care about this little scuffle or whatever between JC and Caitlyn. I don't care. But I didn't care when it happened with Kennedy. I keep the same energy. It's the people that annoy me is the people who would change the narrative. It's cool when JC do it. It's cool when Mabry do it. Oh, it's a problem when Angel do it. It's a problem when Kennedy. But it's cool when Caitlyn do it. When Caitlyn go push somebody, but it's a problem when somebody push Kate. Like, that's corny. Like, keep the same energy, bro. Keep the same energy. And that's how I feel. I don't really care that much about none of these incidents that happen on the basketball court, as long as nobody's getting hurt. Real Money says, man, y'all know she ain't coming out that flagrant fouling like we see from DJ. Oh, DJ. I'm thinking when you said DJ, I was thinking about DeAndre from the Wnba. I was like, DJ, who DJ? DJ Nate Carrington. Real Money says, do y'all remember how many times she's, I guess you're trying to say on the ground last season? She's on her revenge tour. Listen, I ain't mad at that, but like, don't be on your revenge tour and you wanted the pity party last season. You get what I'm saying? Like, which one is it? Is everybody beating you up, or you want a revenge tour? And if you want a revenge tour, that's cool. Like, you know what I mean? Get physical, but don't get physical and start running. Don't get physical with people and then start power walking. So, like, you get what I'm saying? Listen, man, like I said, everybody make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Hit that like button on the way in and way out. Reddit Milky Way says, Real Money, she hit people unprovoked all last season. What are you talking about? Hold them accountable. Hold them accountable, Reddit. Reddit says she isn't special. Lots of players got hit all last year. They only called I guess she ain't flagrant on her. Flagrant when it came to her. Jaden says Cece just sleek with it. They gotta be sleeker. All we really see is the retaliation. That's how you see it. That's how you see it, Jaden. Reddit Milky Way says a bunch of times when it was done to Cece. Okay, you was finishing what you were saying earlier. Let me see if I go back. You said she isn't special. Lots of players got hit all last year. They called a bunch of times when it was done to CC. Remember you saying flagrant fouls? Real Money says she was getting her A whooped every game last year. No, she wasn't. Cut it out, Real Money. You exaggerating. She had a few physical games last year. Every game she didn't get her A whooped. Stop it. Reddit Milky Way says, I'm not trying to make this about Angel or Camilla, but they was getting assaulted dang near every game. Way worse than Cece. I agree with that. Not again, like I said, the Real Money, not the every game part, but as far as physical play part, they definitely got way worse than Cece got. That's a fact. I wouldn't say every game though. Reddit Milky Way says the refs intentionally ignored when our rookies was getting beat up, especially Angel. Angel don't get no calls. That's why her shooting percentage is so low. She was getting beat up on most of them. Reddit Milky Way says JJ punched Miller in the face. Oh, that's a fact. Us Camilla fans think it was funny when JJ did it. Yeah, that's. In fact, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Speaking of Camilla, I don't even think a lot of y'all realize this and notice. Remember when she started the season with an injury? I think they was playing against Minnesota. One of the girls actually pulled her arm out the socket like this, but it wasn't a televised game, so a lot of people don't know that. One of the girls was like being extra physical and was like that, pulled the arm out the socket. So. Jaden Starr says CC not mediocre on defense this year. She actually one step up. Okay, you feel like she could play defense this year. Okay. Reddit Milky Way says, but Angel wasn't trying to foul CC. CC was trying to foul Angel. Jaden Starr says, no, I'm just talking in terms of Kennedy's history of other teams. Player Hater says, yes, facts. If I don't like you, you out of here. Okay, you must be talking to somebody in the chat because I really don't get. I got a $5 super chat. Where am I? I'm at Player Hater. CJ says, another good stream. Thanks. Hey, CJ, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for the super chat. Listen, my super chat is on, man. If y'all want to If y'all appreciate the content and want to send a kid super chat, you know what I'm saying? Send me a super chat. In fact, y'all been slacking on me my last couple lives, man. Y'all ain't really been listen, if y'all ain't rocking with the kid. I see a pause. I don't know. Did I say a pause? If y'all ain't rocking with the kid, man, you know what I mean? Then just, you know what I mean, let me know that. Let me know in the comments, talk to me, tell me what y'all think I need to be doing better. But if y'all is rocking with the kid and y'all feel like I'm doing a good job, man, you know, let me get some super chats, man. Let me get some super chats. Definitely hit the like button. Definitely subscribe to the channel. You feel me? So, hey, CJ, I appreciate you for that. Where was I? Jonathan Gonzalez says CC's racist fans are ignorant and delusional and always like to add more fuel to the fire. Jaden Starr says, I personally had a problem with both. Chicago says, exactly. Totally agree. Jonathan Gonzalez says, and where is RG3 when all this went down? Because when Angel went after CC, hard fouling her, he had a lot to say about Angel, but he's quiet about Sophie, Caitlyn, Jason. That's a fact. That's a fact. We got another super chat. Reddit Milky Ways says, shout out to you for the $4.99 Reddit Milky Way. She says, Brooklyn, I don't think you realize, however, Fulton, they got assaulted because it wasn't called by the refs the majority of the time. I don't understand that word, what you were trying to say. Brooklyn, I don't think you realize, however, however Fulton they got me. I don't get that word, but let me see what you was trying to say. Brooklyn, I don't think I realize, however, they got assaulted because it's called by the rest majority of the time. You might have to rewrite that for me. I'm not understanding but appreciate you for the $5 super chat though. Where was I? I think I was here. Christopher Harris, why you disrespecting Reddit, man? That's not cool. Why is she a clown? I don't think Reddit's a clown. Chicago says, I totally believe that this officiating is kind of biased. Listen, Reddit Milky Way got a she got a wrench, man. I wouldn't disrespect Reddit if I was you. That's, you know what I mean? You better she'll snipe you out of here, man. Player Hater says CC is just a great player that everyone is jealous of. Here we go. We just had this conversation. All right. And that's why these girls are holding and poking CC in the eye. Okay. So let me ask you a question though, Player Hater. Is CC jealous when she's hitting players too? Like, why is players jealous when she get hit in the physical league? Like, you expect to, that's just like a NASCAR. That's like, you watching a NASCAR race and a car bumps into another car and you feel like that all of a sudden that car is jealous. Like, it's going to happen in NASCAR. It's a physical basketball league. Players is going to get bumped into each other. They're going to hit each other. What makes you think that is personal? And then if it is personal against CC, why when she does it, the rules is different? What happens when she push people? Is she jealous of people? Like, explain this to me, Player Hater. I need to know. Real money. Okay, yeah, I was seeing this pause. Who did I say something pause? Who pause? Because if I said something pause, I'll pause myself. I don't know what happened. But I'm going to just say pause because I don't know what happened. But somebody explain it to me when y'all can so I can know what happened. But Real Money says pause. Jaden Starr says pause. Jaden Starr says, ayo, pause. So I don't know what happened, but okay. So we got the pauses out the way. Oh, wait. My bad. I just remembered. This is real. I thought, okay. This is when Real Money said to stick it in or something like that, right? I got you. I didn't even realize I was that far behind. I got to catch up in these comments. I didn't even realize I was that far behind, and I forgot that you said that, Real Money. I got you. Never mind. I'm caught up. I gotta go a little bit quicker. Let's see if I go good. So let's see if I go a bit quicker to catch up to some of y'all. Like I said, shout out to the super chats. I got another super chat I just missed. Reddit Milky Way says how often they got assaulted. Okay. Brooklyn, I don't think you realize how often they got assaulted because it wasn't called by the refs the majority. Okay, now I understand your sentence. How often? Because I was trying to figure out what the F. I was like, forgotten. Like what's she trying to say? Often. I got you now. Heard you now. All right, let me see if I go quick in some of these comments. Brennan Milky Way says, dang, love, I'm a clown because I'm a real Christopher Robin. Brennan Milky Way says, pause. Robert Jones says, me personally, I'm glad to see the lady stop treating her like a baby. The Clarkies do that, making her look soft. She's in a WNBA now. She's in a WNBA now. The few, the proud, the W. Okay, copy. I got what you're saying. Jaden says, got you. Reddit Milky Way says, yeah, I heard Angel punch Kiki. That's not okay whatsoever. However, Angel has so much time. That was inverted though. She, her arm flew. If I'm remembering the play correctly. So, but again, I think Angel just welcomed Kiki to the league because remember, it happened like when you come in this league, you got to get used to physical play. So I think Angel was like, welcome to the league. Reddit Milky Way says, yesterday was my first time seeing or hearing about Angel doing that BS to a player. Reddit Milky Way says, in the WNBA, at least because, Angel did stuff like that in college. Skull Brain Nation says, Angel did that 3 years ago to Camilla. Reddit Milky Way says, I wonder if Angel thinks it's okay to beat up on people because refs let her beat up. Everyone beats her up. It's okay if someone does it to her, but not when Angel does it to the innocent rookie. The innocent rookie. Oh, y'all funny. BD says, Brooklyn. What's good, BD? KL says, Brooklyn. Hello, chat. What's good? What's going on, L? KL says, when did Kiki punch? When did Angel punch Kiki? Reddit says, I'm going to assume Kiki was innocent. I also didn't see the punch. I hope Angel doesn't make a habit of playing like that because she's better than that. Reddit Milky Way says, but that is also Angel's first time doing something like that at W. Hey L. BD says, I love the chippiness. I can't lie. Reddit says, Brooklyn, they got assaulted almost every game. It wasn't bad every game, but they were getting assaulted, punched below, hook, you name it. Just says, yes, please tell us, when did Angel punch Kiki? Reddit Milky Way says, this YouTube text always messing up my text. Often. Jonathan Gonzalez says, Brooklyn, my Angel Reese engine A's came in today. Them shoes are so nice. Nice. Shout out to you for supporting Angel. Often. KL says, Jess, this is the first time I've heard of such. I watched a game and I didn't see that. Jess says, KL, I watched a game too. I didn't see a punch. It was inverted. She didn't actually punch her, but Kiki was like under the basket and Angel arm came down and then, caught Kiki or whatever the case may be. If I'm remembering the play correctly, I believe that's how it happened. Reddit Milky Way says, what does CZ have that Angel doesn't? Else is just, it would have been over the media outlet, social media channels with the quickness. You already know that. That's a fact. Jess says, I agree. Reddit Milky Way says, B Will said it, but I didn't actually see it. B Will always pointing something out that don't need to be pointed out. KL says, Reddit, got it. That's a hefty accusation to make. KL says, Starting with YouTube platforms, when you try to type super chats, it changes your words to its own. Jada Star, Kiki will be alright. She's a dog too. KL says, I don't even see Angel giving a Ricky a welcome to the league. I think she. Listen, Angel's a veteran now, and she, again, like I said about Leah Boston, they understand what the league is, so they're gonna play the way the league is played. And if you're a rookie coming in, because the way I see it, okay, we talking about the punch Angel gave Kiki, right? Which was inadvertent, it wasn't intentional. But that's still, what happened to Kiki wasn't as bad as what happened to Angel when she got choke slammed and thrown to the ground, and thrown to the ground 3 times back to back. Like, she didn't do that to Kiki. You get what I'm saying? But Kiki's gonna do it too. My point is, it's a physical league. So when you come into the league, you're gonna get hit. It is what it is. Every player, you're gonna get hit. Whether you Cece, whether you Kiki, you know, you gonna get hit. It is what it is. Red and Milky Way says, me either, L, but I don't know be what a lie. I didn't find a video on Twitter. Jonathan Gonzalez says, and I didn't find it hard to believe that Angel even punched Kiki in the face. It must have been. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was an inadvertent. When you say somebody punched somebody, it's being said like Angel turned around and just hit her. Like, that's not what happened. But you got to realize, in the physical league, things are gonna get physical. So I didn't see anything where I was like, that's out of line. I didn't see that, but I could be wrong. Real Money says they was about to run down the court. Her arm just swung backwards. Yeah, and it was nothing. Kiki held her mouth. Yeah, that's what I remember exactly. It's not even nothing to even be talking about for real. Red and Milky Way says, okay, so they are making the accident seem intentional. I'm glad, because Angel don't. Yeah, even the bump a couple days ago against the Phoebridge girl, you could tell Angel just was trying to be physical. She wasn't trying to hurt the girl. Like, she wasn't trying to knock the girl down. But you know how the media is. They gonna take it like, look at the Angel did the invert, like, you know what I mean, whatever they called it, whatever. It's like, come on, stop it. That's why I ain't even mention it and say nothing when that happened. Again, going back to my CC thing, like I said earlier, a lot of this stuff is like overblown. People just putting narratives and just overthinking it. You know what I mean? Angel just turned around in the New York game. She turned around and just stood there physically, and the girl fell. The girl, you know what I mean? And then the same thing, Angel arm swung and hit the girl, but it's not nothing. You move on to the next play. It's not nothing to be the harp over. KL says, make sure y'all cash y'all all-star vote. That's a fact. Jess says, Reddit, CC has a racist mob backing her. You backing her? Oh, backing her up. That's what CC has that Angel doesn't have. Jaden Star says, vote for Jeff P on the All-Star ballot. They else is right, Brooklyn language and messaging, man. That's a fact. That's why I said, when you said B Will told you, it wasn't surprising to me, because B Will always be coming up, because I guess he want to find things that nobody else find. So he always be coming up with these weird takes, and it's like, come on, B Will, cut it out. That's why I used to mess with him. I forgot what I used to say. I used to always be like, yo, B Will, you got some explaining to do. You got some explaining to do, B Will, because he always just say some off the wall stuff. Shout out to B Will though. Jess says, but there are plenty of things Angel have that CC don't have. Reese's cups. Do you really think Reese got game? I don't know if you a troll account or not, Reese's cups, but it's a weird question. Jaden Star says, plenty is crazy. Probably just one. Reese's Cup says, CC have a dad too. Okay, yeah, you being disrespectful. See, listen. I'm a warning you. See, Reese's Cups. The off the court stuff will get you banned out of here. I don't care what you want to say when it comes to Angel basketball. If you want to critique Angel Reese's game, but if you're gonna be disrespectful off the court, that's gonna get you banned out of here. So that's my first and only warning to you. You decide how you want to proceed from there. But leave that off the court stuff alone. Leave the racist stuff off alone. Leave all that stuff alone, because that'll get you banned out of here. But if you want to talk about Angel layups and what she do on the court, have at it. You take that for what it's worth. Jay says, Jaden Starr, do I need to make the list? So Pretty Tony says, hey Brooklyn, I finally got to make your podcast. What's poppin', chat? What's good, Pretty Tony? Reddit Milky Way says Reese cut it out. Reese, oh, we're talking to that. Yeah, exactly. Tulip says, what's good? What's going on, Tulip? Says, what's good, Brooklyn in chat? KL says they're trolling even with their name. That's fine. Listen, I don't mind the trolls. None of that bothers me. Troll all you want. But as soon as you get racist, or as soon as you start taking it off the court, you can't be in here. But if you want to come in here and make your jokes, that's fine with me. Now again, I can't control the mods. The mods might not like something you say, and they might get you out of here based off of that. That's you do that at your own risk. You do that at your own risk. I don't mind the trolling. That don't bother me. I'm built for it tough. Like when you grow up in Brooklyn, you gotta have thick skin. So I don't really care about the jokes and the trolling and all that. You can do that all day, as long as you keep it respectful to on the court basketball stuff. If you start talking about racist stuff or off the court stuff or out of bounds stuff, I'm not gonna tolerate none of that. You want to be up out of here. Reddit Milky Way says, hey Tulip. Tulip says Sophie is a serial offender, only targets the little car. Tulip plays. KL Jones Media says, Tulip, you're supposed to be asleep. Reese's Cup says, he said, I didn't see somebody say anything about CC moms, but what I'm saying applies to both players or all players. You know, don't disrespect CC off the court. Don't disrespect Angel off the court. Only off the court stuff we could talk about if it pertains to basketball. So like if it's deals, if it's brand deals, if they went and did, they got an award, stuff like that. Off the court stuff, cool. But as a person, I don't tolerate no disrespect for Caitlyn. I don't tolerate no disrespect for Angel or any other player. Like that's corny to me. What we talking about? Like you gotta have some type of integrity about yourself, bro. I didn't see anybody say something about CC moms, but if somebody did say something about CC moms, then that's corny too. That's corny too. Don't talk about CC. Don't talk about Angel when it pertains to off the court stuff. That's gonna get you banned out of here. Anybody. Tulip Plays says KL Jones Media. I got 9 minutes left till it's 6. LOL. I'm asleep at 6. Where you at, Tulip? Tulip, where you live at? Listen, make sure everybody hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that like button. Please, please, please. Let YouTube know that this is quality content. You heard? KL says exactly. Huh? Talk to him, KL. Listen, no disrespect will be tolerated with these women. Real Money says, Tulip, have you been timing? Tulip says, Sophie always been dirty on the court, and I ain't even mentioning off the court. KL says, Tulip, okay, you got to pass, but be sure to get some sleep. Pretty Tony says, facts. I love it, Brooklyn, in between the lines only. There, that's a fact, man. Let's keep some integrity, man. Let those other people do all that clickbaity weird stuff. And again, I don't mind the jokes. Everybody in here don't have to be an Angel Reese fan. You know what I mean? I'm an Angel Reese fan. Everybody know this a pro Angel Reese page. But if you're not an Angel Reese fan, that's cool. Just keep it basketball though. Keep it all basketball. KL says stop lying. Reese cups. We don't do that here. Tulip Plays says KL Jones Media. I'm used to it staying up to watch all the W games. Some finish 5 a.m. here. Where are you, Tulip? Oh, London. Oh shit. Shout out to Tulip. Shout out to Tulip in London. I didn't know you was in London. Shout out to you, Tulip, for supporting and being up. And make sure you get your sleep. Make sure you get your sleep, Tulip. Just hit the like button before you leave. Jonathan Gonzalez says, did I get, wait, reason we don't do that here. Yeah, I've read that. All right. Jonathan Gonzalez says, Reese's Cups would have had his head knocked off saying something like disrespectful. Reese's Cup says, I like the antics and the trash talking Cece do. However, that doesn't give you the right to hack or foul her. See, but again, that goes back to what I was saying earlier, Reese's Cups. Okay, you don't think nobody should foul Cece, but Cece is out here doing the fouling, though. She out here fouling people. So how you feel about that? Are you keeping the same energy or you moving the goalposts? KL says, Tulip, you're a real fan. Jada Star says, Fever ranked top 5 defensively so far. Didn't expect that at all. KL says, and if someone did say something about her mom, you don't play petty juvenile games. Just call them out and keep it moving. Tulip says, KL, appreciate you. Jess says, Reese's Cups is a troll account. He has an angel pick profile. Reese's Cup, as long as you cool when people clap back at her. That's a fact. Reese's Cup says, I don't like Reese. I love Reese. Tulip says, yes, sir, Brooklyn. As soon as I see someone in the space live, I pop in and show support. Appreciate you. Shout out to you, Tulip. KL says, does she have the right to put her hands on people and push them? Yeah, we want to know, Reese's. Because my thing is, I don't mind that you feel that way. Just don't switch up when she do it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let me I'm gonna wrap up the show real soon. I just want to give Aneesa. I want to wrap this up by giving Aneesa Morrow her flowers. Aneesa Morrow had a career high today. 16 points, 9 rebounds, 3 steals, 1 assist, 23 minutes. You know? Had a real good show with you guys today. Had some laughs. You know, I feel like we made some good points today. I hope, yes, niece Steph. I learned that from somebody. I forgot who. I think it was Red and Milky Way. She taught me niece. That's just a nickname. Niece Bees or whatever she said earlier. Shout out to niece. But I feel like we made some good points today. You get what I'm saying? Some things for some people to think about. So I hope this was an educational podcast. We gave Aneesa Morrow her flowers. You know what I mean? She played great tonight. We talked about the fight yesterday Connecticut had with Wnba. Are we keeping the same energy when Mabry pushed Caitlin? So when Kennedy pushed Caitlin, are we switching up? Are we keeping the same energy from when JC hit Caitlin in the face to when Dejanay hit Caitlin in the face? Are we switching up? And then are we keeping the same energy when Caitlin out there bullying people? She been pushing JC Selden since college. Right? This ain't the first time. She pushed Van Loo last season. Right? She been out, she pushed Kennedy Carter. So my question again, I just want to know, people keeping the same energy or are people moving the goalposts? That's all I want to know, man. You know me, I don't think it's that big a deal, me personally. So I don't think you should think it's that big a deal. I just think it's a physical league, the same way we just said about Angel with Kiki. I think Angel just welcomed Kiki to the league. Kiki gonna do it to somebody else next year. You know, she's in fact, and we really being honest, Kiki welcomed Sophie to the league again. She welcomed Sophie to the league again. It's a physical league. You get what I'm saying? My Chicago Sky's in a bad place, people. Our next game is versus Phoenix, and we have a back-to-back. I forgot who we play after Phoenix. Let me see real quick. Am I able to pull up the game schedule? Our next game is versus Phoenix, and then Atlanta. We got Phoenix and Atlanta, y'all. We in a bad place. Good night, Tulip. We in a bad place, y'all. I feel like we're gonna take 2 L's. I feel like our next 2 games is gonna be 2 L's. I hate to say that. But I think that's what it is. KL says Brooklyn. How do you think we'll match up with Washington the next time? I thought we'll win. I thought we'll win this time. I thought we would win this time. But you're gonna get kicked out of here for that, player hater. No disrespect. We respect everyone in here. No disrespect, player hater. But it's hard to say, L, because Angel and Camilla did their thing. The vets didn't show up for them. So it's like the question really is, are the vets going to show up next time? Because if Angel did enough to win, Camilla did enough to win. They needed some help. So we need somebody that either gonna stop Brittany Sykes from getting into the paint or match her production. We need an aggressive guard. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know until we fix those issues. You know, at this point, when you look at how the league is broken up, we need to make sure that we're better than the Sparks, the Wizards, the Valkyrie, at least those teams, because we're not better than Seattle, Phoenix, ATL, Indiana, right? Minnesota, Liberty, Aces. Those 7 teams are better than us. So we need to make sure that we're better than the other 8 teams. And right now, we're not showing that. We're showing that we're better than Connecticut and Dallas. That's it. So far, we've shown this season that we're better than Connecticut and Dallas. So we're not the worst team in the league, but we close to it. So I don't know. Again, either they need to make a change and bring somebody in via trade, or they need to develop some of their in-house players. Mariah Jefferson needs to decide whether she want to be a basketball player or not. Tyler Marsh needs to start trusting Helly Van Lith, give her some minutes, let her start. Right? And we got to stop expecting Ariel Atkins to be this player that she's not. Ariel Atkins is not an aggressive scorer. She's not a go-to player. She's not that. So we need to stop expecting her to be that. You know what I'm saying? Real Money says, in dropping 40 a game on her, J.C. Sheldon thought she was a defensive specialist. So we beat the Suns. They hung with Phoenix. Tyler has to fix rotations. He went away from what worked. Michaela needs more. Yeah, we said that earlier. Michaela needs a start at this point. New guy says, you see how Kathy changed the rules for the Commissioner's Cup so that Indiana could get in? No, I didn't even know. I didn't even know what happened. KL says, Bantam needs limited minutes. Facts. Kia and Beck needs to be on. I guess you're saying on the bench. Needs to be on the bench. HVL can't dribble the air out the ball. Yes, Al, but see, my issue with that is this. I agree with everything you said about except for the HVL part, and here's why. HVL is only doing that because she's still new and learning. She got to go through her growing pains. She got to go through her ups and downs, right? My issue with Tyler Marsh is when HVL has issues like that where she's dribbling the air out the ball or she's not, she's messing up. She has a short leash. She don't get a chance to make a mistake, learn from the mistake, and then grow from the mistake. Whereas Kia, to your point, Kia Beck, and then also Bantam. Those three get to be out there no matter what the hell they doing. No matter if they not scoring, whether they dribbling the air out the ball, whether they shooting and missing, they get to just be out there. So why? Because they vets? Because you a vet, you get to play bad? But when HVL play bad, we pulling her? That's my issue. Let her stay out there even while she playing bad because she'll grow. HVL, we already seen what she capable of. So let her play through that and see, like, okay, if I would have just made this decision, I wouldn't have been still dribbling. You know what I mean? Next time when I come up, maybe I should just And then she needs to have the confidence and be comfortable enough for her coach that's gonna leave her out there. So that's a Tyler Marsh thing. And I just feel like when HVL as a young player make mistakes, we focus on it more than we do when Bantam, Kia, and Beck do, because they out there looking terrible too. You get what I'm saying? They out there looking just as terrible, but HVL is not getting the same type of leeway in the minutes that they're getting. So I agree with you. I hear you. That's one of the times when she is making the mistakes. I'm holding HVL accountable for the mistakes she's making. My thing is just let her make them and then let her grow through them. Don't pull her. Don't pull her. Tyler Marsh, don't pull her. So Pretty Tony says that and stop the turnovers. I mean, I spoke about that earlier too. The turnovers come from the offense. Listen, I said this already on a previous show. The offense may be perfect for a veteran team, or the offense may be perfect for like a all-star team or Olympic team. A team where you got vets who know who they are. Tyler Marsh offense might look amazing, but when you got a team full of first-year people that just got here, you got a team with rookies on it. You got a team with a player playing a new position, right? Angel's a point forward. You got all of this going on. You need to simplify your offense. That's where the turnovers is coming from. Your offense is too complicated. It might not be nothing wrong with the offense for a veteran team, but for this particular team, the offense is too complicated. You get what I'm saying? And that's where the turnovers is coming from, because now you playing at game speed, and you expecting these players, rookies, playing a new position, first time players that's here to make decisions like this. They're gonna make mistakes. Simplify your offense. That'll stop the turnovers. You get what I'm saying? So again, that's a Tyler Marsh thing. That goes back to the coach. You get what I'm saying? So I agree with you, Pretty Tony, but that's a Tyler Marsh thing. Johnny Gonzalez says, Pretty hater, I know your inbred A wasn't talking about me. Come on, y'all. Let's keep it respectful in the chat, y'all. Let's talk basketball. Real Money says, if I see rigged one more time now because Fever winning is rigged. I didn't hear that narrative, y'all. That's what they saying. KL says, new guy. Someone mentioned that earlier and I couldn't believe it. She's a mess and not even hiding it at this point. Tulip says, Kathy changed Commissioner Cup tiebreaker from point differential to head-to-head after the Fever beat the Liberty. Oh, okay. I did hear it was about point differential. Why does she? Oh, that's corny. Because the Liberty were up big on the point differential. It's fixed. ATL blew 20-point lead. Fee hurt. Oh, yeah, that's corny. That is corny. They trying to get Cece to win something so that she could feel like, you know, it won't be a ring. It won't be a championship ring, but at least she could be the winner of something. You could call her winner so she could win the Commissioner Cup. I feel you. Tulip plays. Okay, so that's what you was talking about, Real Money, about the rig shit. Okay. Tulip plays. Tulip, you supposed to be asleep, Tulip. And she says good night. I leave with that. LOL. Good night, Tulip. KL says, Real Money, why do you always show up in these channels with CC fandom instead of going to a Clark fan channel? Listen, like I said the other day, Real Money is welcome on my channel. He's cool. He's actually, listen, I'm gonna listen, I know he don't want y'all to notice, but I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. I'm gonna let the cat out the bag on Real Money. Real Money is actually an Angel Reese fan. He's just a CC fan more. That's what it is. He likes CC more than Angel Reese, but he's an Angel Reese fan, so that's why he keeps coming back to these channels. But he always gonna rock for CC because he feels like he has to defend her. Rightfully so. I kind of understand. You got me. You're gonna have some people because it's such a hostile or touchy. That's perfect word. Because it's such a touchy subject. Because I do it too. If I see any slight disrespect towards Angel, I'm clapping back with some TC hate. Right? And I don't got nothing against CC. I just know it's gonna get the CC fans mad. So then it starts. You know what I mean? You're gonna have somebody say something about CC, then the CC fan gonna say something about Angel, then the Angel fan it goes back and forth. That's how it starts. It's a real touchy, slippery slope pause. But Real Money, welcome over here. He's an Angel fan too. He's just he don't want nobody to know. Real Money says, what's the problem with me having my own brain? KL says, I was saying that Beck and Kia need to be on if they on. I thought you meant on the bench. But I agree with you. If they're gonna be on the court, they need to be on. But that goes any inconsistency will hurt us. That goes back to my point, KL. The reason why I'm saying I'm actually agreeing that Michaela needs to start now is because when Beck Allen came off the bench, she was helpful. She was actually being she was contributing. But once Beck Allen got inserted in the starting lineup, I don't know, she's not that impactful no more. Maybe she needs to be on the bench. Same thing with Kia Nurse. Like I said earlier, Kia Nurse just be out there bricking. She had like, I would say maybe 1 or 2 good games as this season so far as a starter. Maybe 1 good game, I think. She needs to be on the bench. To your point, too much inconsistency from these vets. Real Money says, you mad, I'm not thinking about you. KL says, Real Money, use your brain. If you think for 1 second that I care about you, y'all are hilarious. Then I'm questioning how literate and intelligent you really are. Like, who are you? I don't care. Y'all need to stop it, yo. Why is the chat? Yo, what's up, yo? Let's all regroup. Let's all regroup and start respecting one another. Please. Steady Serving Sports says, love, brother, I'm here. What's up, brother? Respect the steady serving. Real Money says, why is a grown woman with so much? Y'all need to stop. I'm not reading no more, y'all nonsense. Steady service says HBO is a real one. That's a fact. Steady Service says Michaela needs to start now. Yes, Michaela needs to be in the starting lineup. Yes. Says Michaela was the rookie of the year. Tiffy and Cole says Kathy cheating real bad. It's supposed to be point difference, but she wants CC and Fever. She wants CC / Fever and commission. That's a fact. Y'all convinced me. That's corny that she did that. Y'all convinced me. KL says Real Money and I have been beefing apparently. I'm cool though. Real Money says I've been told these folks that they just hate me for some reason, Brooklyn. I'm not gonna lie, Real Money. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I know you a little bit now, so you cool with me, but your first impression on people is annoying. I don't know if you know this about yourself, but you like annoying, right? And I'm not saying this to knock you. I'm just telling you how you come off, right? Because you come off so strongly with your opinion, and a lot of times, not only do you come off strongly with your opinion, it be unwarranted because nobody be attacking Cece, but you feel like you gotta defend her so hard. It's annoying. So that's probably what it is. That's probably why people come for you. But once people get to know you a little bit, they start to see like you just a diehard CC fan, which is nothing wrong with that. But you also rock with Angel. I didn't even know that the other day. You finally said something. I never heard you say nothing good about Angel until the other day. I was like, oh shoot, like he does rock with Angel. He just a CC fan. He's just more of a CC fan. Once I saw that about you, it made sense. I said, okay, I see who you are, Real Money. But what you give off to people is annoying. Like your first impression is annoying. So that's probably what I'm just letting you know. That's probably what it is. Jonathan Gonzalez says, at this point, just get a Commissioner Cup to Caitlyn because it seems like they are trying to help her get Commissioner's Cup. So get something to shut her. Yeah, that's all it is. She ain't won something in a while because she won something before. She won in college. She won I forgot what she played. She won I think she got a gold in the Olympics, right? And then she also I think she would normally win her and correct me if I'm wrong because I didn't research this. I think she would win her conference play. You know the conference play? Yeah, Big Ten championship, stuff like that. So I think those are the things that she would win, but it's not enough because that don't compare to a national title. So all that stuff got drowned out. So now they trying to give her at least a Commissioner's Cup until she win a championship because now you could say that's something you can hold on to. You could be like, she got the Commissioner's Cup, right? Even if it takes her 2 or 3 years to win a title, you could say she's building towards it. So I think that's what they doing. They trying to give her something that she could win so that she could hold on to it and build towards a title soon. Because right now, you know, you can't really call her a winner. She ain't won nothing. Tiffy and Cole says we got to get rid of these $5 vets. They old, lazy, out of shape. Chicago. That's a fact. That's a fact. I've been saying that, Tiffy. You know, Mojo is getting away with highway robbery right now. Like, I don't know why nobody calling Mojo out. She just sitting on a bench collecting a check. I don't even know why she come to the games. And then you got Rachel Banham. And then you got Kia. And then you got all them playing. Like, you got all of them too. It's just like, Lord have mercy. Some of these rookies are better than these vets. It's just that the vets get more of all leeway, you know, to play their game. Real Money says, I apologize to her for doing nothing yesterday. I can't kiss no ass. Kay says he blocked me. Y'all crazy, man. Okay, that's all I was saying, Brooklyn. Heard you. Henry says Big Ten champ. Reddit Milky Way says, what when did she win a gold Olympics? Are you sure? Maybe they didn't win gold. I remember it was her, it was Tahina Pow Pow, it was Sonia Citron, It was all of them on the same team. Lauren Betts was on that team, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. All of them was on the same team in the Olympics. Either they second year in college or third year in college or something like that. But I think they won the gold. I'm pretty sure they won the gold. Smoke Jr. says CC won the ring toss at Iowa State. That was funny. That was funny right there. KL says, I'm going to start calling Mojo the stuck. Yo, she's getting away with highway robbery, L. And it's like, yo, the funny thing is, if she wasn't on our roster, we could add another quality player. Or if she actually plays, she could help us. But neither is happening. She's just coming and sitting on the bench and going home, like holding us hostage. And then people want to tell me about these vets. No, these vets, it's people like Mojo is the reason with is what's wrong with the WNBA, because Mojo is on a team, but Deja Kelly isn't. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's somebody who wants to be on a team, who needs to be on a team, is not, because Mojo won't. Reddit Milky Way says, I know HEL has, but I never heard of CC. Yeah, CC played on the team. Y'all could look it up. It's on the internet. Wody Mac on YouTube. Wody Mac says Tiffy and Cole. Man, Tiff, self-power voice. I don't know what the hell you talking about. KL says, I'm gonna start calling Mo. Oh, yeah, I read that already. KL says she's been hurt 95% of the time. That's a fact. Just taking up space. Reddit says, I wonder if she actually injured or just malingering. Whatever it is, it's highway robbery. Smoke says she won the FIBA under 19. Okay, that's what it was. Not real Olympics. I mean, it's Olympics. You can't not count U19, U16. You win that. That counts for something. You know what I mean? They played in the one that they was able to play at the time. So yeah. Henry T says, Reddit Milky Way, she plays on the 18-year Olympic with Paige. Oh, Paige was on that team? I don't remember Paige. Cam, Boston, HVL. I don't remember. I remember that team you talking about. I don't remember Caitlin on that team. That's a different squad. But she was on that team too? Okay. Okay. But yeah, man, we're gonna wrap it up, man. Shout out to y'all. This was a great episode. If you ain't hit the like button yet, hit the like button for the kid. If you ain't subscribed to the channel yet, what you doing at this point? What are you doing? Subscribe to the channel. I want to say shout out to Reddit Milky Way and CJ for the super chats. I appreciate you guys. Holla at me in the comments. Tell me what you think about Aneesa Morrow's triple-double. You know what I mean? What you thought about her game tonight. Tell me what you think about the conversation we had as far as moving the goalposts on these fouls, man. Are people overthinking these fouls? Are people targeting? Do you still feel like people targeting CC? Are people just overthinking these fouls at this point, man? It's a physical league. It's a physical league, man. You get what I'm saying? Let me know your thoughts on whether you think Chicago, you know, we got two back-to-back games coming up, the 21st and the 22nd. Is Chicago gonna get 2 wins, 2 losses, or are they gonna split? What you guys think, man? Holla at me in the comments. You already know I'm gonna holla back. I appreciate everybody that sent comments. The comments, the conversation was good as usual. And you know, let's continue pushing women's basketball forward in the right way. That's why I try to keep this page respectful. You get what I'm saying? I try to keep it positive, and I try to make sure when we talk about these players, we only talk about them what it pertains to what they do on the court, what it pertains to women's basketball. Tiffy says these vets not even in shape for one game. They get washed on them. That's a fact. Tiffany Cook. Tiffy cooking, man. Nah, man. But yeah, I try to keep it respectful when we talk about these players. Let's talk about them on the court. Let's leave the off the court stuff out of it. If you a CC fan, you welcome here. If you a Angel fan, you welcome here. You know what I mean? Or any other team, we not biased here. We just we keep it real here though. So if you can't handle us keeping it real about your favorite player, your favorite team, the same way you belong. You feel me? KL says, great show, Brooklyn. Thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you guys for pulling up. I appreciate each and every one of you. And with that said, man, you guys have a blessed night. Like I always say. And let's keep pushing the game of women's basketball forward to the masses, to the people who don't know how great this game is. Everybody have a good night, man.